Saying a Citizen TV Ghana about 2 p.m. 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. at them Citizen Show at the Brem on Citizen TV Ghana. Me pacho about Citizen TV Ghana app there be at them na Citizen Show let them more takra de tardy for you them on tardy FM and area a bear she
this 8.6 billion abuntu mindi money but somebody some misappropriating sikano some there are lives at stake and pensioners are dying day in and day out. You saw the demonstration Abroad 82 years 90 years demonstrating pleading saying he's sick on the sweat as a civil servant and then the pension lump sum on the proceeds on the financing the medical bills there for 5 years she's dying because on this can find to sa and morning now. And you know we need our immediate payment. The cars are trouble, no cars okay fine. Sansom na yebi saying that can fuano. Amo any penufaka committee apam. No man bring in 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks no, you be meeting to give us the feedback or our payment. 2 weeks no, as on 26th of October. Before 2 weeks no, no, na yenti omo kana be finance ministry. Obia omde in charge of organizing meeting no. My friend catch them say meeting in the same my friend head of HR finance ministry. And I'm getting contact na my friend no. My friend head of HR now. Meneneka and the woman knew nothing about what I was talking about. I have to school her through whatever that has happened where we have gotten to. And Banzaro said, okay, I should excuse her for her to call the minister who led the interact to come and to have the meeting with us. And it's or calling and getting back to me. As my catch them say, ministers on catches or corner of Akoyena day. Now, if you baby Thursday now time no and deadline we are obetening.
Sana minister and catch them. That's
Mohammed Amin Adams. Yes. Minister of State for Finance Ministry.
Yeah.
As my catch them. Me. My friend several times, my sending countless text messages. The PA, my friend several times, my sending countless text messages. No response. And deliver. No response. Now the Americans say, Ghana for ye. When in Ghana for fashion quantanso. a bedroom baby, you bet ye jim. Peru be in a dim so or become your die, you better have war. Because the way be susubia.
So which means Sikano Omuntia? Is that the point?
No, now you see, what to me gas a wuntia. That way may have been pessimate. Sika taxpayers' money at
but
no, we are not begging the government to come to our aid. No. These are legitimate money. These are hard-earned money.
Yes,
the people worked for it. They invested it into the system. It is the government policy, a financial cleanup exercise. And after all, taxpayers' money has been approved by Parliament, handed it over to the Finance Ministry. You claim so what's spending? What's spending the Chia Wanka?
No, but Charles,
Kwabena Bobie Ansah.
Charles, but from their body language and the way our money mood dealing in your say mean tia
because ye get it tough for my imu. Ye get it tough for my imu. Ye get it tough for, and young Ganda, ye the master says, Sigan, hang young Ganda, you go for so my baby go swa. I come to me just 30 minutes. Ya swam rough for me 3,000 pet, and then go craft for pets and Yababi go swa. Oh, bet me a jano. Oh, bet me a jano.
Okay, so now this is the point. You don't have any support. Nobody is ready to support you. And they are not ready to even listen to you. They are not ready to release the money. What do you do?
Okay. A down say Beshia. And we see no. I start back and get it. Okay. It doesn't take. Bible say Gideon, young guys say the men are too much. When the time is right, you don't need much men to do say anything. Bobie, Samara so be Abman at the end of you don't need much men. They may think say Yenny about no, your number is shot. But a bedroom baby, there 3 men or women there. But John Bayer or I bet you thousands of men. Because Obia Nibuofu. And you'll be at a comedy Nibiano on a bodam for or money a pet. Menana or say, be a commodino, the near any bodam for a pet, not journey in so. And you'll be at the Buofunso on a bodam for a journey a pet.
And also call him also call
because finance ministry
to do what?
Let them the man one simple. Oh, the content is here. Let them the moment simple. Yamo Matias Yehuni say it was just a calculated approach to end the heated protest and echo soho.
So where am I copying idea to
let me forward to where's this here?
Okay, so that's it. A quick one. Many chance we are member Uncle Victor. So now, and also article. Then we want to talk about the article and some about general issues. Now for the but Jiwa Bruce says I'm just waiting for this men's gold demo. Okay, Baron Kansas says Commander tell Charles it is not about support. Even so far as pension bond was messed with. So, now Alasa Mohammed says, please ask Charles, what did the government say about the Gold Coast money? And I think that is what he is trying to explain. Vivian upon, also. Okay, all right. Now, okay, what he says, what Charles is saying is the truth. Ghanaians are just waiting for John Dramani Mahama to speak on this Gold Coast fund management issue, and it will become a bigger issue. All right. So, other, Obi has sent me a message. You say, "Ninianom, now 4-3, or say now 4-3 ne chradie." And interestingly, Bako friend and Ra, or yeah, or your head teacher, or here or UK, we just couldn't walk. I could try UK. Say also kwako bobra UK. All right, so Commander now Makai enkasa de no. Say no mobile den.
Oh, my traitor mom say your mom 1 week to respond to us.
Yeah.
And I'm attaching that letter to Namasa letter to the Accra Regional Police Commander.
Yeah.
Said this is the game they are playing with us.
Yeah.
1 week time now someone responded to us. We'll resume indefinite protest at the Finance Ministry.
Okay, so you 2 letters in your mom. Wow, many Uncle Victor. Uncle Victor, but Uncle Victor, this Gold Coast Fund management issue. Last week, Mitier Men's Gold, you know. Then the community surrounding it. Oh, Men's Gold, the 25 million, 5 million Ghana citizens, Akoja police, say customers in Concoje. Obi Busam say, the police for any Danka, Ejiska, Etia. Me and my confused. Then later, I heard the police for also move to 2.5. Say 2.5 now can only discount Kubuyo. Then later, I'm better say, I said, I want to say, or police one crap so mubu or no. It's almost a funny sick mano. Then when you listen to these kind of stories, and one governance at check.
We have leadership problem of Ghana. It's a leadership thing. Oko Amanonia almost. You should share in Nemasa.
Pacho, use your microphone here. Sorry.
Everything works according to arrangement on my and the laws and everywhere so you don't have this kind of behavior. There's a leadership problem, a serious one in this country. Said
but Ghana no leadership problem. I want that.
But I didn't say that. Well, now it's worse.
Okay,
it's worse. Okay. That my statement, Matrono. You see what it's in it, and we'll come to that one.
Yes, we'll come to it.
But it's still a leadership problem. And he's saying, arrangement. And say, and can you say, Obi called this be the banking and finance, and can be an enemy abeko ye pema obia in your problem. Nothing confer I say they should ensure that the right things are done. No? Things like Men's Gold, didn't confirm boom conform faso. I mean, what kind of country near to me? Obi be quiet, said, Obi quiet, ensure. You mukan galanse as a musumuka, musha galamse numbi. All manner of things are happening in this country. There's a leader. There's supposed to be a government. What is the government doing about it? The government is the Oboro. All the other leaders in various institutions in are supposed to be doing the right things. Unfortunately, there happened war a capital bank. Huh?
Yes, capital bank.
I mean, Papa Penny, I better if you ask for 15 years. Because something funny happened. Because this kind of Bank of Ghana meant for, if you like, the banking system, the customers. Then, what I hear the opposite of the year, I go fast my bro. So, Obia, funny things. And what is gentleman, what's it? Charles. A Gold Coast
fund.
I haven't followed it like I followed your friend saying
the Men's Gold.
Me fear the Ecoso Ghana to the extent say woman ebinukra eco picket finance ministry say Yezika. Why do you touch people's money? It was some people's money. You encourage them to do what to save there or to put it in a fund, whatever it is. Time no one, let them have their money.
But Charles, my background so that Victor will understand this.
Okay. Gold Coast Fund Management was in existence for 25 years before the regime of Akufo-Addo and its policy, the financial cleanup exercise. In fact, Gold Coast Fund Management was very solvent because if you look at the revocation publication, that spells out the grounds on which their license was revoked. They were not revoked because they were insolvent. They were revoked because they were having liquidity challenge.
I say liquidity challenge.
Insolvency, company, ABA, the assets, and the Japadia or so what the basic kema, and to be a car or both the liquid cash and the assets, no. Who can bomb a car or the own to be into ya? Sa company say or you insolvent, the who's cancer home brabo, and so the who catch ya. It is our company to be encoso. But that was not the case of Gold Coast Fund Management. Gold Coast Fund Management was having liquidity challenge. Liquidity challenge was caused by the financial cleanup exercise. Because the financial cleanup exercise stopped them for operations and asked the fund that has been in existence for 25 years, they say, over 6 months, and winding up every existing portfolio now over 6 months in Chia. Meanwhile, these investments, some are in long-term portfolios, some are in medium-term portfolios, and some are in short-term portfolios. Even the shortest-term portfolio is 3 months, and the long-term portfolios is as far back as 10 years. And you are asking, say, 25 years customers, offer 6 months in here. And it's in the actual say, Sikani Binsono, or the sponsor government contractors. Emma, Ministry of Finance, more money clearance. Say, or sponsor more now because they will pay into joint account between them. And it is our 6 months now of government. You have not paid the contractors within these 6 months for them to get the money to pay back the customers. And it's on your liquidity challenge because the money is not there to use outright for the 6-month payment. And government will also be revoking the lines. Not see there be Misika may invest in government assets through contractors now when you're aware no. Refund it back, pay the contractors. The contractors will pay me. I'll get my money to settle these customers. The government did not pay up till now.
Is it the same as Gold Coast Securities?
Yes. Yes, that's the same.
Yeah,
thing.
I
just want to be sure that
it's the same thing. The government did not pay up till now, and you went ahead and revoked the license. So Gold Coast Fund Management was not a company which was insolvent. It is the government policy financial cleanup as that creates liquidity challenge. Because again, all customers, our investment portfolios was not, maturity date was not at a time, at a 6 months. Some will go today, some investment will mature, they will bring in, some investment portfolios will mature tomorrow, then they use that to pay, then they run it as they used to do in the 25 years. But because you say pay them at once, meanwhile the money, some are in long-term portfolios, some are in medium-term, how could they pay? So out of the liquidity challenge, they revoke the licenses. And revoking the license, no, right now you have not paid the contractors, and you said you are going to use taxpayers' money to pay. Taxpayers' money, Security Selection Commission cost the whole amount into 8 billion. That's
so even though we draw a license, the next carry tile.
The money is still there. The Gold Coast has asset. Dr. GN, they have a lot of assets.
But contractors are
no. Bosiano still omuntia. Gold Coast contractors up to now omuntia omuka. Osama Hamad the mass contract in Georgia.
Because they're not paying the contractors.
Yes, they did. They have not paid those contractors up to now. Oh, Canada, Japan, we are going into elections now. The government wanted to pay. Canada, Japan can say the MP before the money Jimunim Yansa. Who could you have say? All the Baka sponsor these. Who could you ask our contractors? They come from the Baka sponsor this Manababitumo. Going to 2020 elections.
I see.
It's up to now. They've not paid those contractors. Gold Coast Fund Management sponsor and up to now. And what the taxpayers' money suit here? Taxpayers' money, Parliament approves okay. Take this money. According to you, you have raised the money. Raising the money, no, you have come back to Parliament to tell them so you have spent the money. Meanwhile, you didn't use it to pay us. And everybody is quiet.
How much is owing? How much is owing?
8.6 billion in totality.
To customers.
To 47 fund management customers under Security Selection Commission, which Gold Coast Fund Management is one of them, and stands at 90% of the total portfolio.
Oh, really?
That's huge, eh?
It is bad.
In our meeting, Yebisa says Yano, Sikase no Mochiyama Gold Coast Fund Man, Yakase, the total money owed to Gold Coast customers entirely, yes, say 5.3 billion Gold Coast Fund Management customers. If that's a Sikase no Mochiyama, little over 700 million.
This kind of way.
It's which you have not paid anything. You have not paid anything. You have not paid anything.
You think it's likely say Omotia contractors in the car? They won't pay. They don't. I don't think they have any plan to pay.
No, even this money, it doesn't. Any contractors, dear Christ, how many we are meant to pay us now has nothing to do with the contractors' issues. These are taxpayers,
customers. What's the contractors no borrow zika?
From a yet Gold Coast.
They were hoping says like
that was the
they
initial.
Would have paid back,
yes, and right now the government revoking license now, and I will take you over the liability.
So the government does not pay you.
Yes,
but do they have that money?
And that is what they budgeted it in the budget.
And on that day.
Yes, in 2020 main budget, mid-year budget, and 2021 main budget, they made 2 tranches totaling 8.6 billion,
Yes.
approved by Parliament,
Yes.
and they have raised that money for our payment.
Yeah.
They sent that allocation there for our payment,
Okay.
for approval for our payment. Approval has been made since 2021, and documents available shows that the finance minister says he has spent the money that was approved for our payment, but the payment has not been effected.
Now he has spent the money, but not in paying you.
And he
Yeah,
no, he has deceived the public that he has paid us.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. He
Yes.
didn't pay you,
But
the money is gone.
It's gone. That's what he's claiming. And Parliament is not asking any questions about this.
And nobody's able to.
And
But,
we have-
more
we have-
petition.
We have petitioned the speaker, we have petitioned both the minority, majority caucuses, we have petitioned the finance committee of Parliament. Said these monies have not reached us. And says I say on Thursday I'm going to petition them again.
Oh, so once I come up with MPs, they have a job to do for Ghana.
So let's go to.
It's serious. What he has said is very serious.
Yeah.
You just play with people's lives. Why?
And 800 of our old men and women within the space of they have died.
800.
It's over. These are the ones that we have. Here, we are compiling some documentary. You will see some documentary. We have one man at Obuasi. Mining job for 37 years. Ojini sike nyina no de kogu ho. Right now, man yare. Ojina ho anu twa and I'm going to call Obuasi Government Hospital.
You bad.
Man blood be a pet. Within 2 hours, not blood now we free no. And I'm referring some funding call Confanoche Teaching Hospital. And I'm saying Omunis Canintino. I'm not quite to prayer camp. And we have captured it in our documentary. Now, she man on the states. Now, she the kind of money investment. I can offer to say, my dear, they are wicked people.
Okay, so Kwame, for Uncle Victor, article not to your Facebook page, Mama, quickly. You have it, right? Kwame, you have it.
Yes,
Yeah. Liswa Nanakusbuku are joining here. Executive Director for GAG. Chairman, Akwaba. Good. Yes, we are talking about Charles Nyame Goko's fund issue. We are raising some concerns, but Uncle Victor Achro article. Yeah, I just want us to focus on the article. We will deal with it and come and deal with the general issues, and definitely they feed into Uncle Victor article now. Watch no and yeah, they 2 year Facebook page so that more follow and move me up pick it now more. I read it through, but quickly let me just read through some few portions of the article. So Victor Smith writes, Ghana, our beloved country, has gone to the dogs a complete mess. Quote, and I quote, the only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Unquote. Or end of quote. Edmund Beck. I hope I got the pronunciation right. Ghana is currently going through its worst economic crisis in a generation, presided over by such an incompetent, reckless, and unpatriotic administration, which can at best be described as obnoxious. The center cannot hold. Credit to William Yates, right? Quote, mere anarchy is loosed upon us, unquote. Socio-economic chaos, our roads, our health, our children's education, our finances, economy with all the promises that they made and their attitudes, the arrogance and the level of corruption. So many shameful things have been revealed by the MPP themselves in their dog fight for leadership of their party. It appears the government has given up. They cannot find solutions to the challenges we face as a country anymore. They lied their way to power. They lacked the capability and the competency they touted. There is total disenchantment with the government, and the most worrying aspect is that the people's representatives, our MPs, are not showing much care. They appear to have joined in the distraction. They only clandestinely lament, but aren't bold and caring or patriotic enough to stop the nonsense going on in the country. They should have halted this administration by now. That is why we sometimes say Ghanaians aren't angry enough. They haven't enough fire in their bellies. I believe Ghanaians have been cowed into submission with legalities they don't really understand. The bold ones in society must rise to the occasion. Countrymen and women, our democracy and country in its current state, without much hope for any meaningful recovery in the next 1 year, coupled with threats of unrest and protest, may not survive the heat. I propose that MPs go into a special emergency section immediately to address the gargantuan mess everywhere and urgently figure out a way to pass a vote of no confidence in the executive and mandate the right honorable speaker to put together an interim administration to halt the decline and prepare Ghana for fresh elections. Honorable MPs, act now or blame not the people. Please do not leave the people to their own devices. I'm done for now, unquote. And this is coming from Ambassador Fatal Smith, one-time High Commissioner to UK, representing Ghana under the NDC administration. Uncle Victor.
We've waited long enough. 7 years. Aka 1 year. And I believe that the president himself indicated, say, whoever the leader is, on somebody to us, sort of. In other words, he's given up. Yeah, he's given up. After 7 years, the people's resources have been so decimated. What has gone on is unprecedented. People, some of us were patient. About first, first 100 days. Let me see, I won't even assess anybody in 100 days. It takes a while for people to get to the right feel of what is going on. But after 7 years, it's time to talk. It's a bit even late. But my question I'm asking, when these people went to Julobi demonstration, they should direct it at our representatives, not the president. MPs are supposed to represent us. That's why they are there. They shouldn't think that they came there because among whom facing Obi. They elected you. You are representing 275 constituencies. You've gone there to fight for us, for our comfort or for our progress, development. They missed an opportunity, but it's not too late. When the majority had a press conference, finance minister said, that was the opportune time. NDC, they should join them to have impeached the president and his team. Because seriously, we finance minister, I don't know handle economy. That's a Nema Senate as a president. That was a nice opportunity. We could have used them together. We would have had the numbers. However, you're from Kodem, and I almost saw my dream.
What can you from Kodem? Meaning,
but they were called. We all know that they had a press conference. They were over 100 one day.
Yeah.
Then you committee me by Obiayedi. Are they working for the president or working for Ghanaians? Seriously, if we're using the Westminster system, and the president should be summoned to the
which
the
means you
parliament
have issues
to
with
ask
the
questions.
minority. You have issues with the minority MPs as
Well,
well.
they missed an opportunity at the time, because that was a crucial. You see, normally, because they start the impeachment process, they will tell you that they won't have the numbers. Fine. But let's use the process. Let's follow due process. And the world is watching Ghana. You see, they think we have lost it. A corporate a failure. Yeah, exactly. You go down. The president who was taken through the process. What I say, the state of Ghana right now, I don't see how. Say a certain fine woman be sent a message to me the other day. Very prominent person. I see. Women don't have breasts anymore and men don't have balls. What does she mean by that? That was in response to my statement. In other words, I'm asking Julobi for say they should direct the heat on our representatives. MPs, they should be told in the face that you owe it to us. They really owe it to us to call that, the leadership, the government, to come and answer for some of these things. Dania Obinam Consulfit Takwa Eba Takradi. The road, and this road is part of the Trans-West African Highway from Nigeria to Cote d'Ivoire. It's been on the books forever. Ghana Benin Togo.
But Uncle Victor, what did you say? More penny for no one show support enough to us. because
To who?
said yeah, Osi Obi Busa or Lady Bibusa said now women don't have breast, men don't have balls.
Yes.
The few ones are on what the boss, feels they don't get the support they need from the senior colleagues like yourself.
You need to direct
and
it.
that's the problem.
You need to direct it where it should go. You direct it to the wrong place. You are missing the boat.
I said the support,
Constitutionally,
The
the
support.
MPs are representatives.
but the support. just
support for
support.
who?
Just imagine that Rice Ghana is moving, then Uncle Victor Smith will show up there.
The next one, you see me there.
Where?
The first one wasn't here. I wasn't in town.
Where?
But with the point I'm trying to make is say, if we direct it at the wrong place, if we direct it at the police, what have you done? The people who are supposed to represent us are those people who are paying monies to stay in parliament. But the other said they business as usual. I don't see it. Opportunities, but they should call the government. They should stop the government and say, "Mudi here ditch." Say, driver be do ditch. We need to stop him. Now, your kindness as a president own TA, and now the government is not listening. We should stop this country. We should be able to call MPs, young Piketty a parliament. So what I say, Julobi, I don't know the guys, I know Voma now there, but I mean anymore very well. But we sat quietly for too long. I listened to all of you on radio. I listened to other radio stations from sun up to sundown. Yeah, almost was sitting at so. Seriously, Obi said, "Oh, the president don't send the time as well. You just leave." So you won't leave. He will not leave us here in Ghana.
You have to put an indelible mark.
Seriously, he must answer the questions. Parliament, see that. Almost say, "Oh, constitution." They'll try to be reading the constitution to use there. There's no vote of no confidence. There's nothing like that. But there's impeachment. So if I'm impeaching the government or the president, it can bring all these things up.
A higher version of it.
Yeah, Kokwana say into me and Kopimpa. You do for processing them.
Yeah, it's historic.
Oh, and remember, future leaders they wake up. It's time to. It doesn't matter which party. It doesn't matter to me anymore because who the state of people's lives. I am mobile. Can I go?
Can the person say ultra radio so raise issues about? And let me read this portion. Quote: "Our democracy and country in its current state, without much hope for any meaningful recovery in the next 1 year, coupled with threats of unrest and protest, may not survive the heat." Unquote. Can the person kasa upeso yeku?
I've directed it at the constitutional body. That's what I'm trying to say. Parliament, they owe it to us. My point is that you have a duty to help this country. If the government is failing, what about you? 275 of you. MPP NDC. They may kind of say, look at the Ghanaians now more representing. If you guys can have a meeting, 275 of you, and summon the president, you must come and answer some questions. Or they decide that let's take him through the process. Because he's failed us. Listen to what they are saying. Almost fighting for leadership of their party.
Yeah.
Listen to the comments that are coming out. They might say Ibia Kennedy or Kennedy, but it's not true. He's indicted the government. Serious indictment. The kind of things he said about Bawumia, he's not even fit to continue as vice president. He has run the government down. The name of suggested Bawumia 10. It says the faults of Bawumia, sins of Bawumia. No, what will be sir?
Yeah.
They talk about
the 5 sins of Bawumia or something.
Brusa.
Or 10. Check.
And then they said things like 1 million, one constituency. All those policies also near are sins. In other words, they were like lies. You told Ghanaians lies. Why do you continue and want to become our president? Kasano enough is not going to work. We need to use our MPs. This is my belief. MPs, they're the constitutional body to represent us. Now, MPs, they have the mandate within the constitution to put pressure on the government, the president, to sit up. Yakasabre, I've been to radio stations in the past. If I'm coming out again this time, I think we owe it to the people to speak for the people. Go and see poor people. And I gave an example. I bought food for some people. Me Kwabena, me tore fried rice na there Emma boys be on nam. Name who's about who did rice no without a nam no. Let me say nam no hiva. Why we? I said direction bottom. Let me say what they call here? I said me the coffee. And you may if you
don't mean it.
I was sad.
You don't mean it.
Or the chicken actually tissue match at the bottom. No, oh dear, Monoza. That is the life. You've impoverished the people. They've lost their dignity. Almost to show leadership. Leadership, no, you show more. Say, you will call her, say, who can ban one, so who can sell a quetia. They expect you to do something to help them.
You see, I give it where I have a challenge with your submission. The idea of a NPP and NDC. That we have one more cause problems, no. So one more cause problems, no, one side. However, Ghanaians are looking up to the next option, and that is where I have the problem.
The correct option now, you can say next option. You better say okay, you're training to about 2024. Let's say NDC winner. They are the alternative. Yes, sir.
Yes, but the point is, do you think the next option has shown leadership?
Which is the next option?
Yes,
the alternative.
Yes, the alternative.
For now, I'm not thinking about 2024.
Yes, for now.
It's the MPs. My emphasis is on our MPs. For now, we are not in the election period. But they are still keeping those positions and we are paying them. They are representing us.
Anyway.
Until home for 1 year, my corona potokra and Sunny Akazi. You get the point that I'm trying to make. If we don't hold our MPs in check and put pressure on them, say, you owe it to the people of this country to deliver us from maybe quite a. It means take the government to task because only executive now or implement or come up with policies and or interfere with the financial system and all those funny things they've done. They've messed up this country big time. The kind of money that have passed through their hands. Last time I made reading about it, that was what? COVID funds in the buyer, 2 billion. Apart from COVID fund, 11 billion from Euro bonds in this period. A revenue from income from oil revenue. So all these things, you know, that's what share down the air cost of Ghana. Nefe Nancy the judgment debt is other account. And so who should show me here? Some of us will know the details. Who should show me here? One creates our problem, no.
Oil, no.
No, 140 billion
140
judgment debt, no.
Yeah.
Obi time Obi and no could this
No, this is a very simple.
No, Uncle Church.
It's a very, no, I don't like. I would want you to please hit it right on the head. A bumpty, and an office, Travgura, and now, and Sassi and now we are calling a Bosnia. A position, no unica pre, and our calling a Bosnia, and was oh mount. And our bar will be trying to contract him. This is it. It's a bomb tinty and yet this hakano. On one of us, Trav good and of us, no Puma. No fussy. I go for no more fussy.
But
what you go on the business? If
no, maybe.
And what says I quite offer.
But yo, don't you think say a beat?
And a bit, Debbie, Pacho. I know them. Travgura no omo buy no IPP contract omo twem
and so we are confirm
we confirm Akufo do hu ni sa no on phone say we
hold on
energy minister MPP for first energy minister no
Boache
Jako so a trust statement on that one say omo twemu
has he
he responded to Kwabena
Donko
it has
also omo twemu cabinet and force omo twemu I go for 140 billion.
Okay.
PACZ and
all right, but yeah, maybe no me point ni say. Yes, at a point in time, when you put me a patch up, it will be BMO.
Yeah.
Now, a couple says our judgment debt to make me ama assets or mine assets I could deal with you for way home. At that point, the family can come together and say, look, let's do it because now you be your assets
Yes.
Okay.
They can come together and do it.
No.
You think they cannot come together? They cannot connive and do that.
I don't have. I don't. Okay.
When we say Omayama, Obi and trust me.
Yeah, no one trusts me.
Omayama,
You see, Kwabena,
Because they don't catch me.
if you know,
when I check Ghana for me, say
if you know the person I'm discussing now,
Puma.
I don't have his permission.
Yeah,
But if you know, there's bad blood.
I know Puma.
What must I say?
I know him, but me name
They are loggerheads.
Yeah, me name said they now okay.
Unless of course
problem.
Unless of course they are a very good. Your friend is saying filmmakers. They are making me believe that they are playing their roles very well as actors.
But yeah, you see, Obia what me beat a whole political party. They have gone ahead to beat a whole country. They have gone ahead. And penifo be kura near consider them as professors. Aba bonti susi microphone beat woman. If that is, you are dealing with scammers. What do I say? You are dealing with scammers. Puma and a min Nijabia. However, abusia ya abusia. Ya wete se me nu. No matter how you be kontokwa. You be nyanko sia kumasi atran ba bia kan asem easily.
And no, you see, Kwabena, who say ye can't enye ono nko as
anyway
as one being.
As one being anyway.
Because a company,
Yeah.
and they have partners, and the IPP now they were two of them. They got it under John Mahama. Omoye omajuma. And I will call say wo kosere ni sika. O yere na call so kosere ni sika. In fact, asase sem bi wo ho. What on asase nyina di. And I call no so ma. Enu ani na ba e na wo de abufuo. Mekyerɛw pa, mekyerɛw. And watwam.
Obekyerɛ no enu anya sika yi.
And as say no no so say. Anya me na wo kyerɛ me o. Adwen da re me. Da bi. And we call court. Or call court go for dame. And I'm saying only judges in Ghana. Only judge or Amanone. Or a local champion. Judges cases are winning now is because he knows the judges. And they are bribed. And no pay. And you know how to be winning case. What bong? What we winning it trim? Only we won it trim. And so ever asano. And a ma or mutiminya judgment debt no. It was $170 million.
Okay.
And as I say, no, I think say, omo akoka, and almost say okay, say forgiveness be crab bar and could see 140. And now 600 there, some more interest can.
But contract no never say.
I have forgotten, but I have the document.
Oh, okay.
I can get it.
Okay. And give it to our contract no is some of money involved no offered.
Debbie.
Because
Okay.
they spent a lot of money preparing the grounds for the IPP to take off. They spent a lot
But listen to Uncle Victor. What the article way on leadership, your current situation, where we stand, parliament involvement. He's not talking about the minority nor the majority.
Yeah.
Said executive failure, parliament should rise up. May have heard people talking about even the speaker. That the speaker is not up to task. Yes, a debatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it on other radio stations and other platforms they do. But
I don't think it's debatable. It's trite. A trite.
But
he's supposed to up his game.
Anyway, but idea
In other,
Uncle Victor, your thoughts.
I mean, cheer for. I mean, cheer. Uncle Victor. Uncle Victor, there. I'm say or a politician par excellence. I've been a mentee at his blind side.
Yeah.
And I appreciate seeing him.
Say I won't take us out of.
No, I mean, and Kwabena, say what share from time immemorial. He has behaved. He has behaved so well, even when he does very much of controversy. He still opens our thinking caps to reason. And those are the things that help our IQs. And I think, say, with some of them, we will have a very, very good country.
Thank you.
And yeah, thought-provoking analysis now. Why? Kwabena, he's being very technical. What must I say? Here, Ghana should go to sleep when we have a parliament. The Ghanaian should not be just the one to prompt the executive's actions. What must I say? Say ya to aba ma mrahye bedwafo a the entire country no yen nyina yentimi nko assemble in a place to decide on policies and as mra enti na ya to aba say nipa bi nko gina ya anem se na be ya say omampani eya asobrache ana sebi or veer off the road a omo betwe na sikwam. Kwabena is a theory that was propounded by two persons, A.V. Dicey and Baron de Montesquieu. Two policies and two theories. Bakuya separation of powers and Bakuya checks and balances. So the two respectively decided, say, there cannot be a good governance structure without separation of powers.
Yeah.
And we can have a very good structures, say the executive, the three arms of government, work hand in hand without them having check each other. And to do these two things, they work hand in hand. Now, the submission, and you so technical, say, then what was the reason why a Ghanaian sorry and no person me could never be at to Obama MP? MP no, yenya ne son faso. Ampa MP or the Parliament of Ghana, no, it is gradually becoming, in fact, I have said it's a useless body already before, but it is becoming a Trojan horse. It's Isiwakwa. They just go take pace and that's it. Almost soon in Faso. Kwabena, say ya demrashe bedwafo begyina ho. Ne yebusa say omo constituents kra ho kitahudie no etisen a. I'll give you a very typical example. Osieche Mensa Bonsu, hardly does he go to his constituency.
Yes.
He's the oldest in that parliament.
You are right.
He's the most useless parliamentarian
right.
Ghana has ever had.
Ever.
And do you know why? Do you know why? Till it is because the Ghanaian does not understand why they elect MPs. So adia or provoke thoughts to reason, to get to know why we should not be stressing or be hard on ourselves after having elected members of parliament.
But the Onkrofobu I see hold one responsible.
Yes, because Oko to Abama.
I got you explanation.
What I say, Oko to Abama and say, Onko di jumebi ma. Once no, on one willingly, also a willing and able, say obejina wa name I was suma for. And na o say okay, mi wewo. Any obia, wo betimi asuma wa chen nipa we.
O ya so man kro.
And na uko kumasi a obi say aha de wo de adwe begyina ho kran odwan me aponche begyina ho kra meto abama no. It is because onim MP nation faso
enti aboa kra hope
enti so wo de aboa dwan kra kogina wa onim se odwan wo betimi asoma no a ene yeyi a se nko on friend ba se kwaku beji ko tontos breme e ko be frɛ he odwan me bra na beji ko tontos enti nwan na egu parliament no.
But what is very interesting about politics mudia na no real officer say yes mo odwan yenye.
What I say, but this is somebody a wabeka cho say a crowd here. A sense your t-shirt here fenti. We are den kra on beto amaye.
Yeah.
Like Napo said. What must say? Entino ama nipa e wasn't komu reason and who say yesuma benyansafo na yesuma begyina na montenten no. Sa nipa onim ne right. Onim ne power. Enu nti obi ada no e na ono so ay convinced say ye de kutre bakra begyina ho a meto ama no. Enu nti okoto aba onhwe nipa a osoma na obeko. A typical case in point here, E-levy.
Yeah.
Me see E-levy nti ene Kumasi for MP so muntimi nkom constituency. I tell you.
Yeah, oh yeah, sure.
Muntimi nko enko na buka say last week mponu akomo ko bu MPB. Anu kwem so mo de aba ne kwara ni tiro.
Yeah.
Omo kwara.
Omo de kwala no.
What was it? Say Ghana for hu omo etumi a na the Uncle Victor King say you say MP and I was so this adwuma we are. And can you money be all crampona in Kasubete? Whenever you see a group of people demonstrate, it is failure on the part of the executive, legislature, and the judiciary. What I say?
Yeah.
And the mistrust. And omo abemwebu, their hands are in despair. And until onim baby, I say me fanfa o nyamie onim baby on fanfa. Until any metias ikwem. Na ma tinte sukoko. Because the center cannot hold. What I say?
Yeah.
And yes, sir, and can me say me wahawa. Any question me call baby, I was say me MP. Because on there me representative. What I say? It is a, for example, for me not for Ediareho say John Mahama enya nimdie bi say wo say me see for me na nursing training college na me see hospital na sabi yetimi nya an economy kra informina a ebe boa ma the entire economy informina no obi a oton ebro ye beto obi a ye friend say oton apesie ye beto de oton mo ye beto na say aban person obeya na me member of parliament ye independent candidate na say wa ba so oni MPP for nebebo a we have to call the attention of that member of parliament to enyoma ekoso a enye what was in tikaba now no ekono MP no kroti ho no e ka vote of no confidence o ma pass that dada what was say who you say we member of parliament constituency ni nya betimi aka bom constitutionally aka say yinadi
Really?
yes. There are so many powers we don't know. An MP can be impeached. I will look for the your friend is Emrano to show you because you can say incapacitated. It's not about say oyarin kwa say ontimi nkwa adwuma o. Dabi say oya recalcitrant and I say on heed the plights of the people. It amounts to that. And it's in that broader sense. And I make us say an MP could be impeached because Adia Yosman is on Kwanya until the whole constituency can come together and say,
She have impeached Adjusafo.
And no crowd in catch
Abandoning the seats.
it
For that long.
was
And the
possible.
government did nothing to her. They still paid her.
Yeah, because there is a secret that Omoya Obekentino. Oh, there is a secret.
No, so she's not helping the country.
But they are not helping themselves either.
I was so surprised that she was away for that long.
Yes.
Member of parliament. Was that back?
But you see the power of the constituents. And that's how I think we should now up the game. But you have pricked our conscience.
We'll go back to the Americans. Then we might as well wait to 2024.
Yeah, it's possible.
My point is that we will wait. That is the law. But the law also allows us to,
exercise
push our
yes.
our MPs, our constitutional bodies.
But Uncle Victor, you see,
the part two of what he said,
okay.
In fact, it's giving me a heartbeat. On where Adewe Makasa. Ekufuado the normal type of president wabedi na okwa kwabra me meba be man pani dachi ebi ana enchemewu if I made the boni ache Ekufuado because I will be encouraged say
you be emboldened
sa dia Ekufuado ye eya de papa e was see etimi ye bibi na ye sen na ho say na a serve as deterrent to future presidents say you can't be this useless in a country like Ghana and serve a full term without even impeachment.
Make sense to me.
Without even an attempt for an impeachment.
Yeah. But the whole issue is that the NDC MPs, the MPP MPs are afraid of Ekufuado. Ghanaians generally is Ekufuado.
Why?
I mean, it's evident.
Afraid
or
yes?
I think it's too strong.
No, meba.
Afraid?
Me, from 2008, I've been on Ekufuado's case from 2008. How many years now? Obia Shiawa, the first Yobusa one said, "Hey, tools those who bekum." I don't know. No, yes. A year day, remember, a year day now, okay, sir, and Crawford Busao, side out of vacuum or out of nothing. Yow, do you think, yow, me minimum family, me family, you know my family.
Yeah.
How many times do you go fear Kumasia or raise about our safety? How many times that from Pom Mekaya about his safety? How many times that Matiami do Mekaya about his safety?
It's true.
How many times that Dumelo Ameka about his safety? How many times that Kofi Amoabe Mekaya about his safety?
And Kofi Kumsin crack
No, so yaw. Said you know your person like I afraid.
But
Bibi una Ghana from me. I don't know. Me I go for me no. But me nima the crop pot here. Omo who for the who there is even NDC MPs they are afraid of Akufo-Addo. That is the point.
I don't know about the MPP for there no. But what I can say is that bia se wo kan bi na se wan sheda an kano on papa so a na se correct se wa from emra na wo fi say bi obey use system no against you.
We don't use the system.
But otherwise, seriously speaking, me my catching before, and maybe security situation be an early part of his administration. No, I mean, we said the president should be impeached or something like that. Oshia mo asoro bisabi. He asked me.
Really?
Say if they was the impeach him so go. Let me say, and I would just security as a tone from science. And you are threatening everybody's livelihood.
No, I'm going to confront you on that.
Oh yeah. You just okay, no, the SSM. But you're quite sorry, he's tries to be nice to everybody. And I'm saying that Obi here nice to him again. Because the people are tired. Oba first in the day, hey, what quite sorry reach a Ghana flag since Oba soldier for Onya. Nanka for budget so from the beginning. And it's on the decline now.
Say so about Obi.
Phone us or copy on the year plan the quarter come. And the soldier for dinner there. My point is that it should tell him that there's something people are not happy about. Try and find out. If you care about your people. I mean, but not all the time, but Oba, the wife is Oba because they know they come. No, seriously. I mean, Alan Chaman took the same as well. The same as well. Oh, but my position is, if you don't show love to your people, me my example of somebody who has been so impoverished, he loves his dignity, or the chicken at the bottom, or the coffee. I felt this is so horrible. So horrible. One piece chicken or that tissue at the bottom, or coffee na bibi. That is how bad some people is. They will sunk so low. Now, you can say you may feed you be 100%. However, see who says sikani number sabasa. Obi promise you be 800 million. Obi say no cry. Obi say way say step down. 800 million. Yeah, you've been to World Bank, IMF to give us a bailout. 600 million first tranche. Second tranche require a case. Now what promise will be 800 million. No cover free hifa. Mucho sika na muye den. Ebi will be mufie na de kika ho. It doesn't work. It doesn't make sense. Our MPs are sitting there quiet. I have a problem with them. There was a time I raised an issue about them taking bribes. I mean, call a office of special prosecutor. At that time, it was Martin. And then we see the letter about MPs take bribe. EMB same speaker. And okay, a buffet person started no zobekaya. Also, we all take bribes. A buyer. And they wanted to haul speaker, that time on your speaker, not a majority leader, to privileges.
Yeah, I remember.
Besides, someone give bribe or na parliament to her. Committee be a good tier. They will try and put a different name on it, but it's still bribe. It's just like what has happened to Akwawe Edubuahin, the current one.
Yeah, we will come on it.
Africa also say any corruption. No one get any corruption. There's a problem. OSPC because you cannot prosecute him. For what reason? And I'm told there's a reason for that one too. I am convinced that there's a problem. Obi am hint, but it will come out later.
I see.
Yeah.
Sure. We are sure. We are sure there's a problem. Or
The problem, it has to do with Anas. Anas, beso yin enim. But Supreme Court has ruled that so very witness it is yin enim. And almost some person will push that angle, no. And Tinyan teaching the Nkosiaga. We have a problem in this country. Now, you see, I as an individual, I can't fight this fight alone. But I want our MPs to do that. Otherwise, one of these, they don't make court. MPs say, is it not our duty to ask them to work for us? Are we not paying them?
they will tell you we are working.
What we're working? The president is messing up.
The results should tell how much you are working.
Also, the minority will have their say. That's what they
Just your thoughts on this article, quick one.
In fact, before he said, His Excellency Victor Smith, what did you must where ye a nearma a cost one of what you want to make because when we saw Kakra wine a better. You need a voice like his to put this across. Said the beya. I was yes, and no ma, yes, why would a great pain? No, answer what great pain. As some way, I got no be the can be better, but we are sure so no what can I be quite today. MPs no, yes, I have my reservation on Omunuma Omuye. Answer the raise issue, we say NPP MPs no will raise concerns about the impeachment or resignation of Kenoforiata. At the end of the day, they made a U-turn. It all boils down to our electoral processes and the constitution. I say, in such a way, say. Part in the former government, and all these MPs, almost all these MPs, know they came into parliament with the party as a vehicle, and some of them, were aspirations say, as serve parliament in the next parliament, and Adiabakwa, a party no. Omo ka party no was a party of government. That's omo ka one as opposition. That's omo ka party no was some ye maybe one cause for party no government ne party na ka se mu ni. So ko ye bibi say about the vet me akwa disqualify. But next in your next who seeking re-elections no. You face that brand. Omo say they will disqualify you. Ye won go for bia be person omo kasa on ye yi bia ye. Your document be a year, or be an MP, sir, almost almost me. Main train no munja, primaries in me.
Only MPP MPs.
Yes.
Misika ho.
Or see main train, Mamunya,
oh, yes, Cano.
I'm primaries in me. So when I get the primaries in me, that's all Castle Kufu of his Canada is here. I'll go over disqualified well vetting. And it's no see a per se MPs no. Omo ye adwuma ma omo free omo akoma no omo pem e bi no wa de omo person omo nya omo go all out but onye ready to say obe end the political career no say ebia as serving as MP no in the next elections and it no oba be go all out so aye impeachment no wa je impeachment no obo say why kra na ya in charge of servant na akwa reference oh money you were finishing. Almost all show. A bedroom purpose will be no aqua. Don't be disqualified. You'll make a beer will be disqualified. And to be full, say, as a minor, as a people, no, say, MPs no so much me go all out. I hear Juma, I'm a yene. I get to a banner monona. My party now. I'm as vehicle now. The process of selecting them no should be changed. Say, you bet me I am say, ABA MPs must not go on ticket of a party. In our constitution, and I say in our electoral process, in the community, no, Obia is an independent. Then you write your tumawa. Then you owe it to the people.
So what should the parties do?
The parties you
we
present.
have multi-partyism in democracy.
Yes, I do understand. But for the MP to be able to work for us fully, society they can never work for us. Because you face the anger of the party at the end of your tenure when you are seeking re-elections. they will disqualify you. When the MPs be break out, ekasa sanya maneko, and it is sometimes MPs no, you can blame them to a certain level. And they become say also why ready
because they okay. Sometimes MPs need me 8 minutes dim come that look, this issue, this is what my colleague anyway, this is what we think. But party say, Chairman Stephen Tim say, Chairman Asedun Ketia say, Secretary JFK say, Secretary Fifi Kwete say. So when it comes to that position, and the
can't go further.
So I'm not national for budget. Send your national secretary to acquire no more people into line here. Oh, Agabito, issue na that are no a very broad. Eso.
But they have a duty.
They do.
They do have a duty because
they do.
The people, any chance that the people rise up against the establishment.
They do. But say no. Here's the situation that their destiny is tied to political parties. Sanke adia ebia obi ye nyina ya be hia wo Mampasantuma Pon constituency. Ye nyina party bia na ni a stande ni ato abama ye ni ayu se ko. Uduru kwam na wujimi a edi
to help to any party.
Yes, to help.
Yeah, but I don't know hypothetical situation a woman because in our constitution, no, there's the need. I mean, we have multi-partism. Or we are on a party, and want to mean kind of ideal situation at work. No, the member can say what we have now. Let's work with it, and we have our MPs. If we are to avoid a situation where the people will rise up against the political class, the people. When I say the people, in anger and frustration.
And yeah, Yamfa both MPP national and this national for executive.
Yes,
we should rise up against them.
Yes, because someone will disqualify MPs.
Yeah, but my position is that no. But then you see, the MPs have the constitutional,
they do.
They
do back
party
every bank. I know they have pay primaries. Exactly. And to obey everything obey me no some penny for any what now.
No, but so Odi and and say so the people must kick them out.
That is what we should preach now.
You get a point. They will kick them out because who could seek is self-seeker. Who could pay with the AD.
That's what we should preach now.
Never check in bottom and then maybe body.
That's what we should preach now.
We don't belong.
That's what we should preach
now.
But
we have an opportunity. The MPs are there. Forget about President Kufuor and Jubilee House. The MPs are there. Let's push them to do what is right for the people of Ghana. Let's push them.
Quick comment here. Maria Adams says, let's ask ourselves why the Son of Man, in reference to Okujetu Ablakwa, left his committee. Yes, I think committee be appointment committee.
Appointments committee.
Yeah. I think he decided to just walk away. Some of the issues okay, so
people will walk away because they don't want to speak too loud. They know something. And almost can't embarrass everybody. It's a sad situation, but you see, I keep saying that when they rise up against the political, when the people get mad at us, we can't dodge politicians. Don't toy with it. One day it won't be in your favor. One day it will not be in your favor. This government should listen. Who say you should listen. You frustrate people and make them miserable. One day they'll rise against you. He should learn. What?
Judy Mensah says, as much as I respect and like Honorable Victor Smith, I would like to ask, where has he been all these years of Akufo-Addo's tenure? We need men as him on the field. Daniel Mensah says, whenever Alistair is in the building, I'm rest assured that he will do justice to the matter. All right, so Daniel Mensah watching you live from Kaswa Adam. Let's move on. We have some few comments here. Neil Lati says, I would like to see how powerful Akufo-Addo is when he leaves office and without the army and police officers. And that day will happen unless he commits suicide. Suleya says, but they must try and block all their passports and their travel documents before June 2024. Then no one can get out of the country. All right. So, Lawrence Chairman says, after everything, they will blame COVID-19 for the bad economy. Johnny for Joseph, I'm watching you guys live from Germany, Hamburg. We have Vivian Upon says now Nana has turned into Ankonam. Okay, David Glee Natetokoli, watching us from Maryland in US of A, said Tony Bon says Ghanaians are not afraid of Akufo-Addo, but because of partisan politics. That's why we are entertaining him. All right, so but Ghana can't do that because of their stomach, and I don't know who is engaging Suleya. Kojo Semper Furniture Works says, I'm enjoying this powerful show from Edum Kumase. All right, Chia Edum Fonina. Now, one says, watching you live from Italy. I remember 2012, Italian Prime Minister was trying to borrow money from Russia. When the money got to Italy, they voted him out. Even with money, and they brought in another prime minister. Okay, so that is what he wants to say. Clifton says, please, will be your opinion. Okay, so my name technician is Nakasa. Now, Bryce says, it's very true. Just look at how the minority led the demonstration against the governor. The euphoria. It was so great. Okay. Now, Judy says, Sami Jamfi and Co should rekindle the discussions on the royalties report and not allow this failed government to use their communicators to start a new jandam on this Airbus in the election year. Okay, so Ojaba Gabaski says you are on point. Listo Yafra says Bobie Charles Jame has become a savior for this fund management customers, and he needs commendation. Okay, so this one is coming from Yabia. Ebenezer Ben says, good afternoon, Commander, watching you live from France. All right, thank you so much. Kwame Osei is here. We have Julie Belinda Aubry. This government will account for every single penny armed robbers to bottom for. We have more messages in. Mubetimi send them more dear so about now. No. Okay, so on this OSPA, your friend say Omar issue statement, NDC issue statement on the OSP do Buahi issue, and I think Uncle Victor interest in this story. So quick one, let me read through. And this press release was signed by Sami Jamfi, NDC National Communication Officer. Quick one, let me just read through before. Okay, so we have the statement on your Facebook page. For immediate release, 31st October 2023. The NDC has noted with disgust the report of the Office of Special Prosecutor on investigations into alleged commission of corruption and corruption-related offences involving former Deputy Finance Minister Charles Edubwai. The conclusion of the OSP at paragraph 7.1 of the said report that, quote, though the conduct of Mr. Edubwai amounts to trading in influence or influence peddling, which is closely associated with corruption, there is no actual criminal prohibition of his acts in respect of which the OSP has a mandate to further act, unquote, is totally flawed and misconceived. Okay, so having forensically verified the audio-visual recording adduced by Tiger IPI as a true reflection of the events represented thereon, and having conclusively established that Charles Edubwai indeed demanded a bribe of 20% of the value of the initial investment or an upfront payment of 10% of the value of the proposed investment and post-investment sharing of the proceeds of same from undercover agents of Tiger IPI who were posing as businessmen interested in investing in Ghana. It is totally unacceptable for the OSP to have concluded that Charles Edu is not guilty of a crime. Okay, so for the avoidance of doubt, Charles Edubwai's conduct as captured in the Galamsey Economy, quote, Galamsey Economy in quote, documentary of Tiger IPI clearly amounts to the offense of extortion as provided under Section 247 of the Criminal and Other Offences Act 1960 Act 29 as amended, which provides as follows. So it goes on and on and on and on and on and on. And this is signed by Sami Jemfi. Uncle Victor, this OSP matter. Now the NDC National Executives believe it has nothing to do about influence peddling. It has everything to do with extortion.
Well, I agree with them. I mean, whichever way statement do mean who and NDC DNO, they are a papa in DNO, OSP DNO. He contradicts himself somewhere along the line because
oversee and go through if you
okay. Because maybe we can make a crab, but
okay,
there seem to be some contradiction somewhere, because whichever way he looks at it, it was corruption. A public officer has been so corrupted. He received it, and what did he call that? He said a
kickback, the percentage.
Well, somebody is going to write some articles. I won't sort of preempt the percentage, but a lawyer is going to write and say the guy contradicted himself. A OSP, Now the reason is beyond what has been written. Has something to do with Anas. Do you see? A Nyantechi case, Anas, say Supreme Court said if he wants to be a witness.
Yeah.
And Anas also he won't play. So then he's not going to be a witness. And it's in this same case. And that means because Anas you cannot bring that witness, Case a drop case, So what I say.
Yeah.
And in time, that statement is going to come about only from a legal opinion on this matter. Only me the come about.
So which means the
position that OSP is trying to avoid that situation where would the witness be quiet, see only in so only in then did you have the witness or you didn't have the witness? No, it's going to be a provoked case. So what I say, there are so many things that have happened, even during Kufuor's time, but not President Kufuor when the president was Attorney General. So many things, but we all write our books one day, our memoirs on some of these things. Yeah. My position is that everybody knows that the OSP,
Your Excellency, it's taking you too long.
It's taking me too long.
Too long.
It's taking me too long because I've had to work with people at some levels. There are certain things you can't say. Simple. There are certain
Just
things you
do
can't
them
say.
in quotes.
But
let's decode
I'm
them.
still writing my memoirs. It's taking me too long to write my
If
memoirs.
you do them in quotes,
But in this particular
with time,
I've
they'll
been
decode.
quiet. You hear somebody say that I've been quiet. I
Yeah.
try to just be quiet. Let other people do some talking. I mean, you don't own Ghana. To be uncanny. But say they are Ghana for air corner, air bobo. They be people sending minutes can be then you send Momo. Who's Momo Biana who send come not just party people. So other people you've met in your life they are desperate.
Oh yeah.
So you
MPP
have
for
to send money to them.
MPP for no.
Why?
Yeah.
Why has the country become like that? Then when you hear about the kind of money they talk about, how can they promise somebody $800 million? Let's assume that he's not lying. But if he's lying, almost Baba come and say something else. They are talking huge monies. But we've gone to IMF, cap in hand. They've given us only 600 million. Second tranche because they don't want to do it. What is going on? Why? What is going on? Judgment dead. We are wasting money. Nothing is happening. Roads. Did they not talk about year of roads?
Yeah, they do.
Go and see the road from Enyinem to a friend saying, saying. But there were a Tiwa, there be a Tiwa, Kwabena Bobie
Abomosu.
Abomosu. We say London. From the junction, so suppose the traffic street lights,
Yeah.
dual carriage going into Kwabena, and then you go on a nice asphalt road, nice bridges to a village, because that's where the president comes from. Go and see that Trans-West African Highway, Apoto. So a few days back, people slept on the road. Foreigners going to Cote d'Ivoire, they are crazy Ghana. Now, when you ask all these things, so where's the money passing through our hands? Your money. Government is supposed to pay that money. Where is the money? So when you hear people have money in their homes, under their beds, and what have you, You ask yourself, say, where did we go wrong? Look at all the high rises that are being built in cantonments and the rest. Who do you think are building them? Who say they are connected to the thing? Because the monies cannot go abroad again. The whole world is watching Ghana. Who the fuck airport be a was them? And make us a beginning of this year. Some important minister, Nigeria Edisika fa I'm a yes stop war a first a VIP.
Really?
Yes stop here, yeah man on first call. Now answer phone calls. Big giant will be for Jubilee as I've ever no call play no more call. This kind of call.
Oh Ghana.
The right time no you know. Why? What are we going through? You see, people must talk for the other people who cannot talk. We must talk. That is why we are asking the MPs. I don't have that constitution, but I'm just a citizen of Ghana. But if the MPs have been given that a mandate, and then a press conference and then no. Would they say you have a ready budget? But here, counter budget. And I could see you are going backwards. Then we are entering elections next year. And nothing happens. No development happens in Ghana again. Somebody told me this in England when I was High Commissioner. Said, in election year, Ghana, no development happens. No development because people are using the resources to organize themselves to win power. And we spend the whole year wasting the resources. Hey, moment when MPs, they are listening, they should listen well. They owe it to us. They shouldn't think that they are doing us a favor. They owe it to the people of this country to speak to the executives about it. They should speak. I'm not going to talk about the third arm of government yet. One day, almost I say Rebecca. The judiciary.
Yeah.
But for now, MPs, they should be up and doing. They can say whatever they want to say. I am still maintaining. Sometimes we hear some of these things that they take bribes. I say, what? Why should that be the case? You say you are so corrupt. And it's a criminal offense, isn't it? Being corrupt is a criminal offense. Receiving monies is a criminal offense. Yet still, it goes on. This committee, that committee, we've heard it over the years. And I'm not, you see, I've been stalking. I haven't mentioned NDC, MPP. It cuts both ways. Everybody, you owe it to us. Once you become an MP, you owe it to
at
us.
least executive didn't mean you should be able to do it.
Yeah, that is true. Anthony Eka says the president and the vice in you are speaker no next. Now, if that is the case and you have the constitutional mandate, authority to hold government in check, that's why who should go and do it? Why a soldier should come and remove the government and throw it away? We don't want that. If you bring a soldier, you go backwards. But let the MPs do what they are supposed to do. They can save this country. The MPs.
No, but Victor, the current Tihui and military government,
they may catch us say we've accepted as a constitution to run a democratic, constitutional governance. And I may say one arm seems to be toying with the executive, one arm, which is legislature. So it is your duty, 275 of you. You represent the people of Ghana, not President Akufo-Addo. You were not made MP. You were made because the people in that area know you, and they will accept to use you as their representative. Why do you go and sit there and just be saying yes, Amasa to the executive, to their detriment? I have a problem with that. They could be, and others should join. We should put them on the back burner. They should wake up.
God that says, Bobieta Uncle Victor. Ghana no equal dada. Whether military or the current democratic administration. Benali says the youth should rise up and go to the houses. Those holding the money. That is, illegal. Who could roll before you say, oh, Kopeska or where you're crom for? Yeah, you're trespassing. So get it right.
So the MPs should prevent these things. Their actions would prevent this kind of anarchy in our country. So when I say the center cannot hold, they visited anarchy on us. And we are getting close to the edge. Mr. MPs, you know, they should hear it. I sent a copy of this, my message, to the speaker. I've sent a copy to the minority leader. I've sent a copy of this to the chief of staff. They owe it to us, oh.
But
they should stop toying with us.
My response.
No response. It's on my kind. I've seen it.
Question Kibuasiaku says, well, like Uncle Victor, I've seen it all before. From the revolution to the stable democracy, he's just not talking. He sees something coming, all right? So, Goda says, look at the composure. Okay, so let me, Muntaka and Desunye a leader view. Mama Muntaka, you know. All right, so, Ibrahim Abdul Karim Jabbar says, Bobie for now, Ghana Konechisa. Free. Kofi Simon says, look, Uncle, the army will be far better than these armed robbers in government. Finito. Maybe that's my point. What is the difference between a Akufo-Addo and a military regime? What is the difference?
You see, Akufo-Addo is worse. The militaries, but you see, in a democracy like this, say, Kwai masoja ni ebeji aban and ebeka aban gua. It takes us several years back, and it's difficult to.
Rawlings military intervention, any Akufo-Addo democratic election or winning ye. But you're doing that take here back.
In fact, Kwabena Bobie Ansah saying
David goes straight.
No. But Akufo-Addo there the equate dodo. No, or the equate in terms of you see, Kwabena the mimi say
what Uncle Victor Nkrofo and the military regime. Say onya freedom of expression and freedom of movement.
And also now saying coup d'etat sa benyina no.
Bema Akufo-Addo is visiting these two ideas on us in a
democracy.
Even in a West form.
So let's get our MPs to work for us.
Yes.
Akufo-Addo freedom of expression.
Theirs will be legal. Yours will be illegal, a soldier. What these MPs know, if they fail us, necessary soldier in adventures, they have caused it. They have allowed the thing to degenerate and deteriorate to that level. Ama obi intervention, somebody adventurous basing. But it's avoidable if you do your work well.
Yeah,
if you call the executive to order, you must try and do it. Call them to order. Let gantry stop, and then we will do some thinking about what is going on.
Because Nana, and then maybe so big question. I give it. Maybe so big question say. Boku incident, Garu incident, Now, a Garu indigene, if a terrorist, across free any other place, ebe uraho, ebe convince and say, look, your government don't like you. We want to help you fight the government. Near the Ghana Armed Forces, Niko Jinawo, say one also, and can say, we like you. Join us to fight the terrorists. Omi and wine and a Garuni in Ubeti.
Obeti the foreigner.
Sharp.
The terrorists.
Sharp. Because
look, Kwabena, they have seen much worse things. And yet, terrorists in nature under a democracy.
That's all.
And you know, obi a terrorist say obebwana.
Oh, the difference.
Obeji na edia chain nipa ono.
Exactly.
Yeah, obeji na di.
That is my point.
Yeah.
That is the point they say yeah Drew. Because they say Uncle Victor, if Nkrofo complaining yes say Uncle Victor mo time. Yes oh, you feel be jantua. You chene ko say ha. Ko ba ku so journalist kasa ni abechi no enye. Today today
democracy
within 1 week na media for me and echo prison.
And well, today, what do you mean today?
And Kufuado Adomoche Mensa Thompson no more the kai asantence or Hinama Buama. Adia chin ya kwa hwehwe Mensa Thompson and I go no mbeche me. Wa mu chi mi wie ya ye yo mu jamia and kwache sakut ko se bia nine or dem 2 weeks. Ya ne ekoko be no. So who catch him say military regime? What is the difference between military regime and today?
You know between a dictatorship and a democracy.
What is the difference?
What the difference is, they let the soldiers do the job of protecting the sovereignty of our country, the territory. They should keep out terrorists. That much, that is what they should do. Now, the people opted for democracy. Through the constitution, we've accepted our constitution. And an arm of government is not doing what we expect it to do. To checkmate the executive, to hold him accountable. The ECOS organ MPs do something. Because if you don't do it, that's when you keep a room for that kind of adventurism. That's the point we are trying to make. They should understand it in Supreme. Democracy. It's the people of Ghana who voted for the constitution, so we cannot throw it away. It's there. But part of it too, the MPs, legislature, they have a duty to help make this thing work.
But Your Excellency, when you say ne, say you see a referendum. Now, you see Ghana need vote between democracy and something else. They will go for the something else.
But if they don't know there's something else, how would you go for it?
No, they will go for it.
Which is the something else in this?
They don't know. There's something else.
If you don't know what
regardless, they will go for it.
No, but you see,
because you see what has become the examples of democracy in this country, especially what Akufo-Addo is typifying. It's terrible.
I still maintain that if you get the MPs to do the right thing, to hold the president in check, we won't need to go for something else. Seriously. I mean, that's the kind of peace we want. Hold him accountable. No leader should come and walk all over us. We will not allow that one. But our MPs have the mandate to do that for us. 275 as opposed to 30 million people. And we shouldn't wait, or they shouldn't wait for the 30 million people to rise up. Now, when they do, Aboyenia will spoil the country. So you shouldn't come to that. We need them to sit down and think. Think. Stop this business as usual business. You should stop it. You've talked about this since the last 7 years, or in fact after 2020. Not one day will be ready. The government has been torn into pieces. Attempted President Kufuor who president be doing attempts harder. Why should it come to that? Even if he's not doing well, he's still the president of the country. Now, our president of our country is being taken down like that
because he's insulting us.
I send a message to Chief of Staff. Who tell me the president attempts are
because he's insulting us.
Do something.
Who said somewhere? No, because Chief of Staff.
Yeah, but you see,
no. Here's the situation, Uncle Victor. No man at TV. Ufra bon timba. Daddy, if I saw Lantino and I catch you say a crazy name. Now I am so real fear. Crazy name from Kwasi Asemon Koda. Okay, why? Hold on. Hold on.
I don't want to my
Is it not an insult?
Oh no, can I also want to
no, is it not an insult?
I know I also want to my
Musa will say from Sabe to Abamano. You see, a chino can you santifo. Right? You are insulting the people who voted for you that you are stupid to vote for me.
One can say
do it to a man when one can say yeah, one or much if you can say yeah, and then I have someone can No. You see, Uncle Victor, there is a problem but we are facing now.
I think
and we need to deal with it.
That's what I'm telling you.
I respectfully disagree with you that he's the most vilified.
And who else?
Look,
I don't hear Mahama.
No. This is the upper Mahama dear home.
No. Akufo-Addo, he's a walking insult. he's insulting himself. No, but he and what he's done to Mahama males. Look, Obi Otimi organized it for the first time. No, you as a former Your Excellency, is it right, sir? Akufo-Addo betimi organize party boys. Say go and hoot at or go and boo at your president in another country. He caused that to happen. We are the channel.
I was there.
Akufo-Addo, you are the man to 4 block crowd. Or no, they are the channel crowd. Look, Akufo-Addo. Look, there was here the no. He has been the worst of all examples. He has been the worst of all examples.
Let me ask you.
No, you see, Adi Akufo-Addo, they are here Ghana for any your presidents, no. They are there, no. Yeah, they are channel crowd. No, we have to let him know, sir. Mahama was a president too.
Ada already Gabi article on Atamels describing Atamels as a poodle. How did you feel?
It was horrible.
Yeah, Atamels mpacho wadarumo or runguko.
I think we condemned.
So the family enjoyed it.
No, we condemned.
Did Akufo-Addo condemn?
No, you didn't. But I know that we all condemn.
No. The question is, Akufo-Addo, if the family, omo condemn me, omo ba ne say, yankasa nchire penisa.
And the baby, can we them come the meaning?
No, he Akufo-Addo called Professor Mills Professor Doolittle. Has he any type of Professor Mills is like?
Until Upache say, Omudi Mahama attempt to manage
No, Mahama didn't deserve it. Akufo-Addo, he deserves it. Mahama, he was up to his task. But you do nothing and you expect us to do something? Look, Akufo-Addo, you are channel more. Look, his uselessness is legendary. Akufo-Addo, look, to whom much is given. Look. Oh, where? At least they name Ghana and they say, Openidia, you have to reason to make lives better for a Moframa. Akufo-Addo go school free to invest you. Moko school go invest in your mamu jot. Your mom be free. Your pamu chokra se mun share their mind. Near future leaders for my way. Akufo-Addo no time. So if we cry to me and better no crana, at least do something. But you come, you have all the resources at your disposal. You mess up. You have weakened everything. You have destroyed all the institutions. You have privatized everything. Public. And you want me to hell worship such a person?
No.
Why is he a thing God?
No.
If a president is a useless president, tell him in his face.
Yes.
Very useless.
It's the image of the country.
No, the image must
be holding brief kakra.
No, if you do that, you know what you are doing? You are inculcating a very bad habit in us. Not to speak truth to power.
We must.
No, because Ebasana, you think say because of the Akonyana or Tisunintino, we must not rebuke him.
Atem the baby or are different from rebuking.
No, Atem the no.
A rapper could be a me or some video you say Akufo-Addo you would diagro when you serious president. Meaning who has a Atem the
yeah.
But I can't actually say
yes.
When you're serious, when you would diagro, kind of only would diagro. It's a serious talk to somebody like that, you know?
Yeah.
And I really like that particular expression. But Atem the be
it's the same.
Yeah. One time, John Kuma on Asempa FM, those days, when you and I, we started our Pyramid House. John Kuma, you sue statement be Emma, the late Mills, a Korea police station cry. Emma, make catch a minute, Nico Biffy Agbanano studio. Emma me catch John Kuma say John adewe obi di be ya Akufo-Addo dabi time and this for issue statement no Akufo-Addo no issue statement to support John Kuma. I can't repeat that in here but I have that tape with me mean to be mompo because nipa no wawu Akufo-Addo no issue statement to support John Kuma. That Adebia John Kuma akafa Atamels bia any anchor to a hoy no bia no e sanity.
The true reflection of
yes. They did it.
Almost say you know they brought it
so you see and did you and me bo say me sorry no pa na me tie sa tape no na me si abonten na me nya microphone na me hwe de wo ye ya
time a John Kuben Kasa Atamils no. Now Atamils is a trouble gas, which is sustaining the whole country. Even that one today, you can't manage it. Now, what would the owner say? Me tears I tape na me see about to them say come microphone.
She the omunya
Then who say me nka dey na enchero. Me mom rane. That be me mom rane say na nyankwada. Me mom rane.
Be nkasa because bia wada monto enkoyi. One bomodi amagana. What the Ghana for me ambo?
Okay.
7 years down the lane. I can't 1 year. I'm not give up already. Oh, and the say, what can change to better Ghana in 1 year? It won't happen. It's not going to happen. So we should stop the destruction by taking on the constitutional body, parliament. Oh, now hold on.
If that fails, where do we go?
Well, if it fails, if they fail us, let me put it this way, and the people rise against the establishment, well, and then you'll be no kind, no red,
yeah, but there's so much anger in the system.
I'm a politician. I said I'm going to show me home.
You can be a victim.
Politicians.
Yeah, you can be a victim.
If you
you
look
cut
at
both
what
ways. They don't care.
Sri Lanka,
You can be a victim. And Yadian this be fun with the Yadian people. I agree, but we observe. Quick one on the OSP and Dubai. Quick one. There were other 2 stories near him for you.
I for the first time would believe say Miaminua Kisia Jabe. He has to revise his notes. Wanya de kra. Wanya ni kra. Wan troni ye kra. Kora, I know person much say corruption doesn't have a definition. Oh, but corruption has a definition. And anything that leads to corruption, no. Oh, it's corruption comes in so many forms. Say, even me appointed me and Kasati say Kufadu. He is corrupt to have appointed Jakroma. Unqualified.
Man appointment letter.
And I said, unqualified. Man appointment letter. Aptitude test were failing. BBA were failing. Only certificate. BA or they qualified to be there. It's a better than one certificate. Your friend is a appointment letter.
Uncle Victor, can you imagine, say, a president, a year or so believe in rule of law, or day, na neba, etimiya nantiako creative arts. Also, they say, at the act about creative arts, I know agency. Neba na nantikoho, ako occupy the office. Only appointment letter. Obi a nim salary awaji. Obi a nim allowances. Obi a nim the job description. And wajina omu website or do one company, private company logo at all. And or run as I'm speaking to you now, Jankroma, without an appointment letter on behalf of Ghana government, assign a year contract on behalf of Creative Arts with France 500,000 euros. Yom de baba ya your friend say Creative Arts project. Me pacho. Ade we pa wo my bay Jankroma.
Is it true?
Yes, he's there. Jankroma is sitting there. She's there.
No appointment.
No, only any appointment. Creative Arts what can say how can somebody run our business and this person don't even have an appointment? We don't know who appointed her. The years were Babaji office and illegally signing contracts on behalf of Ghana. Chief, what say? Sadia way, say Ghana Niakola where we SHS square who nene ni bosso. That's a president at Tia Tradia way who for years and a ba and yes, Andrea. I didn't any panini ni rises who did not what Jimmy Pa.
The man as him says Creative Arts.
He's dead.
When did she move there? Is it
2020? She was part of the Creative Arts Board. Then our agency
since the father became
president.
Yes,
Ottawa.
She's been there.
If yes, had you wait to Ghana and Yakwala.
John Mahamesi.
Yeah, will be that our Ghana Bakosemu.
These were the people who were insulting John as being the most incompetent president and then a man afa your friends shops ni nyina
ye hu bi da even Rollins military say Rollins ba papa you work with Rollins
ye ni Ghana hanum na
Rollins the airplane more time zanento ade na kwaku ba ku ni nanado anka nkyere Rollins ne wo Ghana
state property and or they say Zenator how to
ade no mo anka what is the meaning of
jacuzzi keke and jacuzzi
what is the meaning of
jacuzzi
Uncle Victor, what is the meaning of Jamaple?
I'm not on the way.
Yo,
I just say.
but that time
I just say.
That is what we had. Typical UP boy that time. Atem the be omudimu bi ayete. Omo ka kire yesi yakwa abonti ayen kan kire mo.
You know the
and so when you bedroom na me weigh the two sins. Say ade we ya yes Rollins no ye. Ade we ya me nuan man kan fo yi die. No. Anyway, yeah we sorry.
Me Kwabena me friend is saying me kind OSP we na or say or they hohoro Charles adubu ahen they said the onye bone da no OSP o yama me sa esifom and ebiana ye can say na obedwen say agro I know you have pressure be a war so omon pese obeye adwuma any sometimes o kan wonu tun kran pa ye bebu nyansafo o tia say it's better to be silent than to talk now. I feel be say oh kasanye. Sometimes it gives you a better image when you are not even you can even stay in the office without doing anything. But to bring us this garbage, this is bad. It means you are not defining what corruption is. So what is corruption related? Someone goes to take a bribe, a money that they call it shopping money, $40,000. And the person takes the money to want to execute something. The office the person occupies is not a private office.
Deputy Minister.
Yes, Deputy Minister for Finance. And you want to describe it as
I can't believe what this
influence
guy is
peddling.
doing. Seriously.
Oh, I mean sometimes no. Kisi Ejabe, sebi. Eye brofo. Enye so your lawyer na onim nyansa chen obia. Bibia mu ye bia ye brofo. Obia wako school bia sebi ene tibon koso kra onim how to read and write. Ekufa do krampo etimi eso your lawyer. How much here yako school? Echen no. No, and then kola ko school chen emperifo na mo edi esu ni bebre. Kisi. A whole law lecturer. How does this qualify for your friends influence peddling? Oh, okay, or influencing why? So it's better. You see, baby, a son in Kwan say, so can influence peddling crana on what your friend is saying basis. And now, Kiseja being echo ma La Bianca. Sikano. Was it not on influence peddling?
No, but no, what is
40,000 no?
Yeah.
Who's the peddling?
I don't see the head.
Who's the peddling the influence?
What am I saying?
Me tell saying you this is not over yet.
But Bampacho, what is the difference between influence peddling and corruption?
No, you see, it's even
so there don't kind of
who's peddling the influence?
So influence peddling it's a form of corruption. It's a form of corruption. What must end? Sometimes I don't understand why some people would want to be very rhetorical and semantic. I mean, Jimmy Bakwabe Femna, I say Bibia. Oh, and yet he's a fine gentleman, Pau, and yes, I know. Oh, so for how long? And Albema Ebusia Bakwa say Udin, where Ubeni is like and refita to say His Excellency shirt a sheni. What the ma oil kitu ebi so mu hwe. We won't see the white in the BMO. Oil no pe. Oh, so you are putting dents on your indelible as on your image.
Maybe a Jabeno so maybe a way that day. Can it be that always somebody is?
Oh no, yes, I are saying no cry no. Just say because me the Jaben that I know, he won't fall for some of these things.
If he has to prosecute, he has to bring the witness.
Oh,
who is the witness?
So then why don't you write?
Who is the witness?
Anas.
Also, you name Supreme Court says we name also we.
So that's right.
I won't be a witness.
Oh, it's better to write it as it is.
Exactly.
And tell the public, I would have prosecuted, but the witness who is in this case, was who name.
And court those who are in anymore. So
it settles it.
No, Bian said this is where the problem is coming from.
Yes, you would have done something, but for Anas, you would have done something. But so one is now be say yeah. Oh, and you know me sometimes what we call insult, I understand things that are deeper things that are more insulting than telling Obi so ekwasi now ya aboa. Oh, when you want to toy with my intelligence, it's like what Kusi Jabe has done. It's insulting to the country.
So I'm waiting to hear.
It's like telling me, sir, I don't understand your language.
It would trick me.
So you want to trick me with influence peddling when it's corruption? It's insulting.
If you look at my statement, I wrote somewhere that they try to confuse the people with some legality.
Yes.
That they don't understand.
Yes.
That's what they do.
It's wrong.
They intimidate people. They do all manner of things down there.
It's wrong. It's wrong. And so, Kisi, come again.
Yeah, but let me quote what His Excellency Victor Smith wrote. I think. Okay, so I quote.
Okay.
That's a portion of my article.
Okay.
I believe Ghanaians have been cowed into submission with legalities that they don't really understand.
That's true.
The bold ones in society must rise to
save
the
Ghana
occasion. Unquote. This is what.
Excellent.
I think okay.
His article is very short but very pregnant. Very pregnant.
Maybe now I do boy hindi.
Yeah.
What says the implement? Just say through to semantics. Done. I don't see a colors.
That is why I asked. What is the difference between influence peddling and corruption?
My point, Kwani said, more to the point is where Kisi Jabe no ankasa on influence peddling. One man la Bianca etwe car or the omane car. They just say he's still guilty of an offense.
La Bianca.
Okay, so La Bianca maybe.
La Bianca no. What twa fam, what twe neoma fam, when twa duty, when twa scale also twa. And na obi akote ne to. I'm a special prosecutor say, "Mami, what twe neoma fam."
So is anybody informant?
And na informant nakoye. What petition ama omo investigate.
Yes, so he's an informant.
Now he said Jabe say La Bianca was able to just say when tria duty no and there was so tria ni nyina BT system no because or you soon influence peddling skills into no sika na was so tria when tria nyina no ya charge ni say onko tria into no na say influence peddling no no etimi ka che say when tria say sika no na wodi influence entina when tria say sika no otimi say charge ma okotwa de a aden na dubu ahenkwa de duru ne so no influence peddling no you living off the hook to get away with murder.
Wanji
sika no wanyi $40,000 no wanyi
influence peddling.
Into Kesi Jabe is trying to tell me that Charles Edubuain influence peddling him. He's been influenced. He has influenced peddling him.
Anyway, Charlie, quick one on this matter. Ibrahim.
Sir, me consider the timing of this report ever out. The people who were associated with these corruption allegation at this late hour, Baumia go through primaries. Now all be clear edubua heni ade na me feel say a calculated thing be na all ye sana me hono so I calculate to I think say to make some peace between Baumia and government and say edubua heni say they be edubua and the support be supported Baumia say na the move because we timing now or they clear now. I say he's in the rush to do this. And also right time now, I say he's in the rush to do it.
You do want your government still.
No. So anything move it is something our resentment towards because I would say Wakobo a vice president did say or the command near the didn't change no move him.
40,000.
And almost election. But we also because someone election on Saturday
because people will use it against him.
I get.
So what they so they are trying to whitewash Baumia.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see, because a yes, I was a Baumia corruption case. And because do one here. Yeah. And Matisse said by Wednesday, Thursday, a mono issue no so on back clear in the office for no.
So what they say. And it's I'm opening them and you're clear. Because as we okay, as you semi prayers, as a special prosecutor, you say free the
and I say God be the train of science.
The timing no internal force on say Charlie, clear this guy.
Because Papa, say me share send kisia bena. Na me share send ye Gabi abona. Gabi wrote it for him to sign.
In fact, we said Gabi, na Gabi was bread.
Ade. Me did say.
No, he
failed his exams.
Ade. The Baba go for Ade. I was friend.
Did say
Gabi friend. What bread?
Who is a kisi na for planning Gabi?
Yes.
Entino.
Dabi kisi no na na dia mama Gabi.
Dabi we no. Because
Gabi would never take part in this.
Kisi Gabi. Kisi Gabi. Wada kra ne so so ntro sadi we ya.
I can tell you for sure, sir. Gabi would never get involved in in this. Ade, you Baba go.
Maybe a consultant.
Anybody I can see. But they get
consultant.
Then Gabi will not do that. Anyway, I'll be back live on a cry 100.5 from so Charles me kwaba me ba ye baba be Ibrahim Mahama and various issues also with this flooding and all that. I'll be back.
Because we are going to implement something different, something new.
Give us P capsules. Give it to me, baby. Give us core capsules as well. And man, me koko yadie. Sisi yadie. Amamanya yem timotete womono. Yedrono manumbi. Amama deme hon. Give us core capsules. Mrs. Moye ding. Give us core capsules. I give it to you, baby. You give it to me. Oh yeah. Hey, give us no. Amen. Nijia bebusiemu papa. Na bema ka give us P capsules. And ni give us core capsules bomunom dia. Na enijia ni ahwodeno. Wabrudo. Give us P capsules. And men are what if you do what you do cronkwan efa. Give us core capsules. A painful about one more menu for one kwada when if you do me nunka ho. E wo drugstore beer motifon ko Give us Herbal Center. Teshi Mobile. And na Teshi Adriami. Phone numbers 0543 222 460 and 050-68-51135.
FD Ashusha sa ejedi enkrato imu aja tumuse eye.
Usika seme nkoyiana. Quick credit siasia se sika pe ennafo. Intina yabasa ye be church wo yambosia bonhye ye ho. Wutumi bobosia edifi asia ye fee 1,500 Ghana cedis edeko. Na nia wo hia ne wo national ID card. Wo hia sa wo betu susu. Wo hia awowa ye njiseke bia nto ho. Wo nsanso hia se wo ne yembe buye futuo bia. quick credit ɛwɔ hɔ ma wo sɛ yɛ adwa na wopɛ sɛ wodi anaa wopɛ sɛ wohyɛ adwuma foforɔ ase anaa sɛ yɛ school fees anaa mpo ɛyiyɛ bosome adwumayɛfoɔ nso yɛwuo bi ma mo na mmom kae sɛ yɛmmɔ bosea ɛwɔ internet so afei nso ɔmanti kakorɔ bi abatan Bank of Ghana nsa wɔ dwumadie yi mu enti tutumrika na frɛ yɛn wɔ 0302 200 390 anaa 0596 920 833 Quick Credit, lending made simple. Kai said, Jumedia yin shishaye kakra wo ho.
Hey! When we send your police in your draw, Imbusaba Mesa Amama Huaden.
Refuse to grow. Any offense will be
and what day immune system or Yankopon, and your ready pediatric Samoya Hubano, and Nasa Wunum Imbusaba Mesa, a peja immune system Nabribia. Ya Yarientimu. Sasa dear, a month for the draw one, the Imbusaba Mesa, Dronua dance yes, and Yarwa who ran Nipa and Nina Etimi Banaso, and in Yarwa Cassian Kaya Wutini D and a honka. Now Yamwa suing in no, a boy who buy every home. And now one pa, one Yarwana Dada, no monum doctor in Rono, and num Imbusaba Mesanoa, and Momo who are deep in tea. Ya womuntim pose, Yaria Esomo. Imbusaba Mesa, a walk Kaisi, and you are may move Bia Yato in row, at to 0246 20 84 96. FDA, Ashisha said, Jedian Cratry, what Jatu say, ye.
I'll go Ghana for media some dabremo. Sisia de who sit down ya, any coins over who cry. Essence Alu Africa, we got you covered. Alu Africa. Aye, Jumeko Cassia, a bonny chance, papa de Kudaso, any trusses are. Ghana, any Yasia Fanena, Yen ye Lidie. Young and topo. Alu Africa, ewa bakwa somewhere dimu. A ban roofing sheet. Any trust say ye papa nkwadia. Eye honum and abenya pa ye quality. Sounds affordable. Bedroom fish ye dionuni. A danya bru 2 million. And Alu Africa e crucial. What a news! Yan chancy do crew dance no. Near money dimune se emwo do. Na bunny this one need this one. Fit is 0.35 mm. Echo says 0.5 mm. 0.35. Echo says 0.5. Alu Africa Trust is so. Emwo do. Na a range fit 0.55. Echo say 1.15. Enti enya fe na wudi dua kokru dance wa. Every nachi. And 40 berry. Alu Africa Trust is no. And 40 entimewe. Every nachi. Eye good for all weather conditions. Ne buaso da for mwankasa. So beto dua pa die. Enkato Alu Africa Trusts. Na bokwa ye bretu no ho bai. Alu Africa products ni nyina so ye ma 40 years warranty. Emfishie duanai warranty. Hwehwe Alu Africa e was Spinters kwan no so. Ye ne MTN office no ana di nhwani mu. Ana say frɛ 0574 286292. Se wudu takra de so a ye branch ni bi wo ho. Frɛ ye 0545 446852. Na edumeku bia wo pese wo beto Alu Africa kwal ni bi no. Wo betimi walk in to your branch bia. Ye beton dia ma wo mo. Na wo de kodi dwumadie bia. Alu Africa, building made a sight and CNGC Cartadio. Yeah! Near here, say, Ubebo star 413 house. Our MTN peso. I'm going to move on. No one said, what's a dear? I CMGC Cartadio promotion. Yeah! I feel yes, you better do. Some person when you CMGC Cartadio beer and you're quite well now, Befaso. Step 1, but star 413 hash. Our MTN so. Step 2, choose a FM. Now, what dear, the prompt in a chi. And so I will show us the coming in a ever corner yamau. Sikachadia promotion. Aye cash in and win big promotion. When you dear was our year, win your share of 24,000 bonanza. Shannon Swo, do be our taxi, and your cost star 413 hassado, and never more when you say, Uvedinkunim, our CNG Sikachadia promotion so. Aye cashback from Class Media Group. Kai Huna say, Sa Jumedia Way, and she shared the home, the National Lottery Authority, our Caritas Lottery Platform, and a boy chidom. Unyam Fisher don't watch it airqua, one card Jumedia home. CNGC Cartadio! Yeah!
Yes! The incoming prospect President, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Also, Chobi Biara, Orite, the Mankratu. Magana, Yan, Shagana, Biara, Ossia Pensis, Ronnie Chain, Free SHSia, Waya Bassa. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, sir, Bashabakin, as a private school sitting in Arabaka, free SHS, and Minianama magazine, you complain. The spare parts of buyers and I'm a one to Monto. Importers once to your day. Kranzamanaba Porter, one to me, you want some. There be a petroleum product, what to minty. I'm a transport first, no boy, cost, and the abandon paying for a catch ahead of day. Party here, Sika. It's a Kukudama, Benin, one Ankasana warrior Galam Sin. And the health insurance in Yajma, electricity, water, surround no Conti and Tumunti. And you know, bring here them, and you never push His Excellency Dramani Mahama. I'm a change, I hear 2024. I'm a NDC, Amaya Corners, the fundraising platform at Waswatun Eyi Kakra Ezab was a good governance card. Ahro Abobazi, Standard, Silver, Prestige, Platinum, Loyalty, Gold, on your bronze. Kada Ruina, Mawan was able to also Aji. Amabusumbiara, Afado, our contributors are His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the campaign. And once a maybe 0277 321528 and 050 455 9098 and 0534 000261 and 0534 004275 and able to visit your website www.ndcspecial.com. Next my your donations I'm a match a card the down. Now also will say a changer or say a niche can call when you see on ye also Bragan and Yibia NDC yes.
Hey, say the Mako who our Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. No, me who crave me. Say and Nunti no mania award. A word best. Obian Transit Emma Dumpemia, the Cassa, and as a boy, the Encanon to them view.
Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Esther, you want to say near Kuro Etuno, near Encan Ewananum, Obana Bemo Power, and Yarwankaye.
Nancy Mameka say, and the Spana called Moekayeno. Greenfield at Arumenti and was our Solejan and also APM.
Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Our ultra modern laboratory. And a diagnostic machine, sir. I should share the pediatric Wankasa. Greenfield Scientific Herbal Clinic. Our Nungwa Dogon, Estate Junction, last stop. Frewa 0243 983 906 and 0261 651 898.
Greenfield.
God is our healer.
Greenfield.
Your last stop.
I believe. Ghana for media sem dabremo sisi ade wo sidanya any coins over hukra essence Alu Africa, we got you covered. Alu Africa eye dwumako kese a ebon nchense papa di kru danso any trusses Ghana ha any wiase afa na nyina yen ye lidie yen ane topo Alu Africa ewa bakwasam adimu ebon roofing sheet any trusses say ye papa nko ade a eye honom na obenya pa ye quality sanso ya affordable bedroom fish ye duonu nie edan ye buru 2 million and Alu Africa ekruso. What a news! Yen chance ye di kru dance no. Ni amani dimu ne se emwodu. Ne bani diswo ni diswo. Fiti 0.35 mm. Eko si 0.5 mm. 0.35. Eko si 0.5. Alu Africa Trust so emwodu. Na a range fi 0.55. Eko si 1.15. Enti enya fe na wudi dua kokru wudaso a very nache. Emfoti e berie. Alu Africa Trust no. Emfoti entimere. Enre nache. Eye good for all weather conditions. Ne boaso da for mo ankasa. So beto dua pa de enkato Alu Africa Trust. Na bokwaye bretu no ho ban. Alu Africa products ni nyina so ye ma 40 years warranty. Emfrishie duanai warranty. Hwehwe Alu Africa. E was Spinters kwai so. Ye ne MTN office no. Ana di nhwani mu. Ana say frɛ 0574 286292. Se wudu takra de so a ye branch ni bi wo ho. Frɛ 0545 446852. Na edwumeku bia. Wo pese wo beto Alu Africa kwal ni bi no. Wobetimi walk in to your branch bia. Ye beton dia ma wo mo. Na wode akodi dwumadie bia. Alu Africa, building made a sighting.
Feel every taste, never spread. Top chocolate spread. Every day, it's our drink. Top chocolate instant mix. It's 3 in 1 and tasty too.
Choco chocolate spread. So when you big default bread anymore, I'm gonna you come say. Now Top Choco instant mixed chocolate drink in swear. And you 3-in-1. Edge to phone friend 0551 033 033. Top Choco. It's chocolatey. FDA. Aji ejed ye incratch way atu.
Hey, over there. Hey, a man of the den cry.
Tabia takum, wedi a member ye don't know. A me nya hode, any hode ye. I am memedro, a new thing a band may be a here below. And to for any out of four, and you'll be a pedigree to Atombia. Anko chemical shops, pharmaceuticals, any herbal shops beer. I was gonna have no beer. And I said fraying. I was 0243 686861 and 0245 749206. Sanka to FDA for Jatu. Kaise Tabia takum de. Bemme bia ye takum.
Not recommended for lactating mothers, pregnant women, and children under 15.
Yes, the incoming president, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Also, Chobi Biara, or say the Mankratu. Magana and Shagana Yibiara, Ossia Pensis, Ronisi Chain, Free Assachasia, Wagya Bassa. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, Sir Bashabakin, as a private school stream, Arbaka Free Assachasano, Minyanama, magazine you cocompe. In the spare parts of buyers and Amma want to monto. Importers once to your day. Kranzamanaba Porter, want to mean you want some. Debiara petroleum product, what to minty. I'm a transport first, no boy cost. And the abandon paying for a catch and a day. Party here, Sika. It's a Kukudama, Waban, one Ankasana warrior galam saying. And the health insurance in Yajma Pure, electricity in water, Surround no Conti and Tumunti. You know, bring here them and you never push His Excellency Dramani Mahama. I'm a change. I hear 2024. NDC, Amaya Corners, a fundraising platform at Waswatun Kakra Ezab was a good governance card. Ahro Abobaze. Standard, silver, prestige, platinum, loyalty, gold, on your bronze. Kada Ruina, Mawan was able to Mawaso Aji. Amabusumbiara, Afado, a contributors are His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the campaign. And Penwasa Mebisa, 0277 321528 and 050 455 9098 and 0534 000261 and 0534 004275 and able to visit your website www.ndcspecial.com. Next my your donations will hold. I'm a match a card the dough. Now also will say a changer or say a niche can call when you see on ye also Bragan and Yibia NDC yes
CMGC carted you. Yeah. Here say, Ubebo star 413 hash. I will MTN peso. I'm gonna move on. No one's that come what's a dear. I CMGC carted your promotion. Yeah, I feel yes, you did you. Some person when you CMGC carted your beer and you're quite well now, Befaso. Step 1, but star 413 hash. I will MTN so. Step 2, choose Accra FM. Now what dear, the prompt in a chi. And so I will so as the coming in now. Ever con a Yamau. Sikata dear promotion. Aye cash in and win big promotion. When you dear what's our year? Win your share of 24,000 bonanza. Shannon Swo, do be our taxi. And dear cost star 413 hash and never more when you say, Kunim, our CNG Sikata dear promotion so. Aye cash bag from Class Media Group. Kai Huna say, Sa Jumedia Way. And she shared the home. The National Lottery Authority. Our Caritas Lottery Platform. And a boy chidom. Unyam Fisher don't watch it airqua. One card Jumedia home. CMGC carted you. Yeah!
Wabatele Accra FM. Yeah, mommy.
All right, so that's it live on Accra 100.5 Citizen Show. Give us a bar center. And then they give us power capsules, give us cold capsules, and give us herbal mixture, bar, and give us eyes. In so we have from 05068 51135. Quick one, members, Yanti going through Uncle Victor. Yeah, flooding, where your mom made a flood disaster, man-made disaster. And we are looking at the Ibrahim factor. John Mahama started the crusade from a year kita oko ena oma ewiase said, look, what is happening? Ehu. Then also a man for our mako. But the Ibrahim factor in all this. Then the idea of moving Omonya Bebina to Sagleme. Because voter registration for Nibia requested. Say Omonkro for Munya Bebina no. So Mbenya Bebia Moma that was Saglema. Enka Omoni Bejon. Pacho, yantu anything.
Any a government decision was on called Saglemena. But the fact of the matter, the first thing I can say, a man-made, mean cheddar and TSA because I don't know, say VR for Jatum say they made a mistake, their judgment.
Yeah,
as to when to open the spillways, and somebody told them not to, or whatever. Because I mean, yeah, other information there because they're not sure how much rain will come. Njomuko bieni too sooner. Let's say you drop let doom so outside baby. These were some of the considerations. That's what I heard. I don't know how far it's true. But DRA hasn't spoken clearly as to why.
But they have agreed, sir. They have agreed, sir. Omo ene koka chere nkrofo say bibisa eba. Omo tete victims. Yeah, they told
so omo free.
Now, question will be able to say, even in decongestion, when you go on the street to tell the people move, you move them to a marketplace. So you went there, you told the people move.
You have to move to a higher ground somewhere. Away from disaster.
Yeah, and those areas you go on kind of mother. And then what is higher ground? When mother crop.
And then me come bro. A tree there.
So more exercise no. Oh, yasramo. Bibi say besi Dover for no monko agric.
I know can say monko.
Omo bibi asa viara anya bibi asa.
No, because I say almost say
no, we just a move. We are saying so. They just when they move
without making provision as to where they should move to.
Where they should move to.
That
no, I'm quite concerned. Say Obi said deputy managing director of VRA engineering. Onune Juma and I say when to open the spillways and to open it at the right time, looking at the meteo and then other considerations, no baby, and then also a dredging of the Volta River, so that it can take more water without spilling over into people's homes, and then the bit that goes into the sea at that dam. But they haven't come back to say no cry. Whatever happened, like you are saying, if we saw trouble, and they saw it, says someone be a bit budam now, and then I say Ghana, then they could do some hydroelectric dam and they had to quickly open all the spillways, then rush out, and of course the attendant displacement and everything. So they didn't prepare for it, and they know. Say we see dama. Those are the considerations. Time ye see dam no. So many people are displaced. So back our settlement, VRA settlement, baby war. We call even Adoso Echiro.
Yeah.
And in Diakra war in Sunasi. Very high trees. I mean, in Sunasi. Basi hostel, and they become very hard. Until they say, with the boat in them, so they have to guide you. Now, with all these things, our history should tell you that you act in time, on time, to avert a disaster. The Abano, they are mercy. Say nipa nwu, and I will tell you so far. Until at least it takes a while. And I be into who say Abano. They just say, I'm for movie. They have nowhere to go to, and then you have to start relief items. For how long?
Can we provide?
I have been there. I went there with Ibrahim.
Okay.
The first lot here, the quiet.
Oh, great.
And in Shona, I didn't go on the boat. Ibrahim went with the soldiers in there, and he was like, in Shona, I said there are cops in in Kano. Really? I don't think you will be a very normal. Seriously, in Shona, baby, are poultry farms, and you can imagine what sort of water carcasses they float about. Oh, when they found it a bit late, according to them, when they saw it,
it has caused some people great loss too.
Oh, yeah, and then they have nowhere to go to.
Poultry farm, no say.
The areas is here, you more mattress, you more rice, you more oil, tuna. The aubergine there and not now. But a bit stage, you know. The insurance started say recede. In fact, Ibrahim went ahead and used excavators to try and dredge the water. Among engineers, look at you're dredging back in free baby. Of course, would dredge from now soft 2 months. It will take a while. So seriously, they have nowhere to stay. Nadbo had no money. They are talking about giving somebody 800 million to step down. Nadmo has no money.
That's their priority. To
do this sort of disaster, but any two way. Nadmo officers have about nothing. There should have been tents on high ground to accommodate these people. Until some of them have become in you know, life has become miserable. It's come a buying war or peninu kwa no haka the emphata. Oja hako. But Ibrahim has surprised everybody. He just paid and paid. We used to on the trucks. Now, Orchard, no, can say be a voter hankwao. The chamber can say, it's like a yape hono and a pro and a single bono until still moving things there. And he spent not less than $150,000 or $200,000.
Wow.
Go for be omo cry emu na dey omo Christmas aba oba no bo chese bo tia na the truck abetri ko. Here the command for free.
I see.
Yeah. He's done a lot of good work.
Rice no mo de kono. Enkrofo de omo de aba ohun a wo de aba no abetu aka no mo abetri ko.
Omo triko. Omo triko ye kwa.
Anya say rice or no aton.
There be on ton rice. It's not his business. Yeah.
No, that's the small money. The kind of the supply that he's doing.
It's more. In initial, you know, at the time that JM didn't name it, it came up with $200,000.
That's the first.
About the invoices, but it didn't quite say. It just and it didn't quite because when you're scanty, but he's just giving it because he says he gives it, God blesses him back. Ibrahim is doing well. He's done so well in this short time. But government must step in. The government has stepped in now. I'm sure it will be tabled before Parliament on Masati.
Yeah.
They will ask questions and they should ask sensible questions. And the Koban is saying, any sir. They should ask questions.
Even if it's a natural disaster, the government should take care of them.
There is no plan. Not money. What is the plan? So Bibi says here. What happens to the people? It's gone on for how long? Is it a month?
Yeah, over a month.
About over a month.
Yeah, over a month.
I mean, who say, oh my tents will be? Usually that's the first thing. Accommodation be
That is the point. That's why.
Yeah, the mattress is
the more reason why Arise Ghana is deciding on taking them to Sagleme.
Yeah, that is a government facility. It's not being used.
Yes, a government of Ghana, and the people are citizens of Ghana.
So Parliament should move the idea again.
Move them there. We will take them there because if you have a government that is recalcitrant, unheeding to the plights of the people, you have to sometimes be very drastic.
As a temporary people, take them there. And then together with VRA, work out an arrangement to house them properly.
Unim say Edina omudi a college that akoko to omaton.
Sagleme.
Yes.
It is almost better omaton.
Omo ahun. Ayi akwa no meba asenso buachi. Onu ankasa e no omaton ade na mo ahun. E no mo ka kire say private investor. There is no private investor bia owo Ghana ha sa dan na esi ho no oto a unisika na te say de what to sika na gu. Ye ma obi amfa da. It will never happen.
That's not going to.
You have paid money to the wrong people. Nobody will be allowed space to have it a private space. A government of Ghana property and it remains at that. What ya what cheska? Kodusika. Ya de kofone kwatna. In fact, first Ukraine say temporary. Say permanently till government gives them another place to live. Ya de ombeko ho.
When de ombeko.
Arise Ghana ya de ombeko ho. Omo pom mechi enkotum ya de ombeko ho. Government of Ghana dia. Enya sa krampa ye do mo kwane se bi ka ye do mbekwa kufa do fie. You appointed wrong. You put square pegs in round holes. Look, it didn't take just a day to get Akosombo Dam to that brim. Yeah. It took months.
So where were they? From
November 2022. All the signs were clear on the walls. And in fact, they started hinting the public as at May 3rd, this year.
Yeah, May.
So from May, June, July, August, September, October, 6 months. You sit.
Oh, the truth will come out. VRFO will speak. There is a political involvement in this thing. Because of fear of
Yes.
I see. They couldn't pay. They can't pay their independent power producers. They can't pay them.
Yes.
Last week, you doom lights for 3 days, so 4 days, $20 million, and I can say mutia. Nanko for no continue supply. No, omo mutia now you stop at there no.
Egomon pass.
As will be to be took out as a scout. That will be great in Penny be your catcher or castle Penny. Also to carry my by $60 million. No, they will carry man from port from a airport.
So I can't obey yes, COVID.
$60 million dollars.
I'm seeking you VIP side one millions. CIP. Any day.
Where Femi one. Hold on. VIP they say omu use so. Oh, VIP now is for the ordinaries. CIP. Omo private jet, no. That's where they now use. Yes, at the airport.
Back down, no.
The terminal 3, no. They have a place called CIP. And no there above the VIP. Only private jet out for. By Ibrahim Kwade omo manen ko.
That's an on for.
On simplicity. But God bless Baba. Yankopon Shano, baby o bia na.
You understand well.
Oma ne enkwa ahodin wo mu. In fact, you see metiade bi fa Zoom lion ho. And that's the only reason why I think say obi benefited from obia sebi insure yira fa no na obi so spend it. So one is profiting, one is losing.
What is
and it tells you how all men or all rich men cannot be the same. Sometimes we discuss riches as though it's about wealth, but they are two different things. A wealthy man is different from a rich man. There are people who have both, and Baba is just the only exceptional. He's wealthy and rich. Rich men, they have liquid. Wealthy men, they believe that the asset is the human being, and so they would rather invest in human. Some people are just making money thinking that we may acquire a Zoom line on the end. Jasper has always made money.
What is the issue of Zoom line?
Yes, we acquire fumigation on your master contract. Jasper so the enso ye menu mienu ye Ghana for ball aye yenti and a Jasper ye Jasper obi so de okodege hole to cover hole, and he makes money out of every your friend is saying a cubic meter be oil, and so he finds a way to spend his money with the people of this country. Minti say Jasper cry COVID buy, look at how he was profiting. Yaria ba ni pe wu no. Look at how he was profiting. He didn't even think about corporate social responsibility. He didn't think about it. Look at how much money Zoom Lion are making from Ghana. And so a thing, that be a thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes, if you look at some of these things, you can only just be fervent in your prayer to God. Say He should bless Ibrahim Mahama and his likes, even though it's very rare to find. Yankopon Shano. Na me kenzu na me say ka Pentecost for alcohol, but And so my church is the most rich. Yes, Pentecost is the richest church in Ghana. And I expect say we can do more. Saglemeno Pentecost for Christ CB so ma donate ama victims na enye nwanwa. Omo timi si prison e de che. Nti obi a wetimi si prison dan there. Enye
enkofo amu displaced omo ya ba 30,000.
Yeah, about 40,000 now. 40, sure, because a mutre. Omo try to own a place that at least the Church of Pentecost did better so. Me dey ma sorry na metimi aka. Me ntimi nka obi dey. Me ko ta be sorry na oye ade bi na me jaye. Me ka san ka me ka ICGC. But that notwithstanding, it's a plea to all churches and the mosques and one now omo bie omo a mo ja buy contract ahodo a Ibrahim Onja buy contract bia and so he's working hard to at least help salvage the situation. Mo amajeje contracts ahodo amu wuska mo a mo te se sisila da pa nso eska wo mo pass no mo nkoye donation at least mo nyi mo tithe from your stolen monies na mo fa nkoye donation na mo moa na emo nipa abra otiase nipa ye mobo ye nsehwe ye oyonko da no
just for me we on this flooding issue
your friend is me ba me try dey bi wo se Samira why dey unim se enwuma ye didi hia no enye no na ye didi sika na wo kan ntoma na ne duku ni enwuma ye didi hia no ye fa ni sika
there be unim
ana ba omianso o se onyame adom when oni nimdie bia low IQ obi a otai kan nyame beye nyame adom ne sa no man wabra ye de task amount say perform no you have to know say that the person is clueless oni hwe nyankopon osoro oboade ho and so next time bo tape no na ene dem say ye ho ne sunti entimi an sheda anko jandam
okay me fi akwa
okay commander
the Ibrahim factor ya mo no po na
we feel say oyonipa ba ko pa nyame yi na che Ghana and wo hwe akwa fa so obo na brabo ni ade a odi nipa ho do de oye bia na nipa ye die ntina oye intimendam sa akwa we so asre Ghana for say nipa we se ye boa no ama na dwuma koso a ye ne ade ye boa ye our cement factory ni o ade mendam sa akwa we so bia utie mu bia no ye patronizing the products na yakopon tre na shem se de be ya bibi se esi a obetumi aye de broso ye nyina baby ebegina bia ye nkan no nkan ye da na se a ne ye kire Ghana for say the product patronizing the products na and the services said the beya yakopo betumi atre na shemu yi na oya because penfo say the yakoma o de be mawo no
yeah
ono nya do do de kese o de ye de o de mawo na odo ya wa kire Ghana man nyina wa bra ye wo ma peni okogina ho ototo papa so so ri ja ho na nipa ba ko fo nya politician onye politician no onye Ghana onye politician o ti gina ho afa how mu kese fa kese na ato ho so a ye mompa ba no ye patronizing the products na onye kese pa se de be ya obetumi aye de chance
the irony of life.
Thank you so much.
The irony of life. You say aban ekwakoma relief items. Na wo hwe aban car odi nyoma na gum. Na wo hwe baba trucks na payloaders a elodu nyoma. Ehon na be say kwan na ya aban. Is it Ibrahim or Nadbu?
Thank you.
When government?
Ibrahim the government. Make a change the way. See why your government.
Victor, yeah, that's a bit
Must be that's pass.
Ghana, for I enjoy your conversation. I hope so. You have also enjoyed the studio in a way.
I have.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you for coming. All right, so that's it live on Accra 100.5. Nana Blue. Engine is say.